Well, it's not unusual for this game to be the site of a championship game. The last two Yates Cups were held here, but those games feature the Laurier Golden Hearts. Today, for the first time ever, these fans are going to see the Waterloo Warriors in a championship game. Hi again, everyone. I'm Ken Watts. Glad to have you with us for the final game of the OUAA season. And what a matchup it is. The first place Waterloo Warriors, who have never been this far before, and the Guelph Griffins, who have risen from the ashes of a horrible 1-7 season to reach the championship game this season. The third place Griffins made it to the final by corralling the Western Ontario Mustangs last week, 18-9. The Griffins used the big play to record their 6th consecutive victory. There were 9 Western turnovers in that game. And Wally Gabler provided the veteran leadership at quarterback, running it in for a 14-yard touchdown. The Warriors got here by edging their cross-street rivals from Laurier in overtime. 26-23, they withstood a late Laurier drive to hang on to the victory. Now, Waterloo has never been here before, but the Griffins have. They've won 2 Yates Cups, 1984 and 1992. This was 1992 at Skydome, a big win over the Western Mustangs. Some of the players on this current team carried the cup 4 years ago. These are two teams with different identities. The Waterloo Warriors are known for their running game. Jarrett Smith led the conference in rushing. Waterloo's average gain per carry is 2 yards more than Guelph's. But the Griffins have had more success with their passing attack than Waterloo, and we'll see if that holds true today. Time now to check the nation's top 10. The Saskatchewan Huskies are still the top dog. They're number 1. They play UBC today in the Western Final. The Warriors have climbed to number 2. The Griffins are number 5, but both schools, they're just trying to be number 1 in the OUAA today. And now, with more on today's title tilt, here are my broadcast partners, Neil Lumsden and Paul Henry.
And Ken, head-to-head matchups between these two teams. Waterloo have won 4 consecutive games, but Neil, parity is indeed paramount. Of the last 6 games played between these two teams, the games have been decided by a converted touchdown or less. And in the event of a Waterloo win today, that would be 5 different Yates Cup champions in the last 6 years. Indeed, parity paramount in the OUAA. A great football game on tap here.
Well, you know, they match up very well. They're not similar at all in the way they run the football or throw the football or their defenses, but as far as talent goes, they match up extremely well. And as I stand here and we drove up today, you know, the leaves have changed, the sun's shining, a little bit of snow flurries. If you can't get cranked up for football now, you better get your urine tested, because now's when it's on the line and now's when you got to get ready to go.
Test ours for carbonation. Well, as far as the Guelph Griffins are concerned, a pretty good football team, and need we say they have great buns, or at least a great bun.
Well, they've got great balance on offense, and I think Brad Bunn, we'll call him the B factor right now, because I think he's key. Because of the sore knee, he won't be returning punts or kickoffs, or not supposed to be. But when he's on the field, whether he's catching the ball or not, he threatens the defense both in zone and man. He gets to those seams. He catches the ball extremely well. He's got great quickness. Now, he will open things up for underneath receivers and the running backs, and he will catch the ball deep. He will make the Waterloo defensive secondary respect all the receivers.
Well, there may be no fun for Bunn here today, because he's going up against a sensational sophomore in Jason Tibbetts. JT hails from Grand River Collegiate, and although we know him as number 20, his real number this season should have been 5.22 tips. The consummate thief, Tibbetts picked off 5 passes to lead a Warrior defense that intercepted 15 balls this season. He's a first-team All-Star, and what a battle as both he and Bunn strive for supremacy down the sideline in an effort to help their teams win a Yates Cup. The 3rd consecutive Yates Cup to be decided here at University Stadium in Waterloo. The Warriors are about set to take on the Guelph Griffins. We'll be back with the opening kickoff and much, much more in just a moment. The AT&T OUAA Game of the Week is presented to you in part by General Motors, makers of the Chevrolet Cavalier Z24, and by Puma, the official athletic shoe and athletic apparel of the OUAA.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over your local phone company's regular rates with no restrictions. Introducing the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan. We don't tell you when or where to call. There's no minimum spending, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings, no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 30 free minutes to call anywhere in the world, from Halifax to Hong Kong, absolutely free. Call 1-800-575-6000 for your 25% savings, plus 30 free minutes to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
Test your hockey knowledge every week with the CHCH Pure Energy Hockey Trivia Challenge. You can win a trip to the All-Star Game in San Jose or one of our weekly prize packages. Watch the Leafs on 11 for your chance to win.
A cough or sore throat? Aren't you glad you have friends? Like Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges. They even make nasal passages feel clearer. So try Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges with over 100 years of effectiveness.
Hey, Remington, shave this.
The Remington Triple Foil. The only shaver with 3 micro screens now has a 50% greater cutting rate. If you can grow it, we can shave it.
The party is coming. The hottest tracks on the street. MTV Party to Go. Coming soon.
The ultimate battery sales from top-quality, maintenance-free UAP Napa batteries to get you started this winter. Sale is on now. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job. Available through Auto Pro dealers.
Welcome back to University Stadium, and this is what the teams are playing for today. It's the Yates Cup, first presented back in 1898 by Dr. Yates of McGill University. The University of Toronto Varsity Blues, they've won it the most, 25 times. Western Mustangs right behind at 24. We mentioned Guelph twice. Waterloo still looking for its first. Let's go upstairs for the opening kickoff.
Hey, pretty good-looking cup and not a bad-looking mug holding it. The Waterloo Warriors set to kick it off here to the Guelph Griffins, and there is Eric Bigos, the all-star punter and kicker in 1996, and will give Waterloo perhaps a decided edge in the special teams department. However, all facets of this game all point toward a very evenly played contest. Dan Conroy back at his 3, up across the 15 to the 20, up toward the 25, and driven back on a nice tackle by special teams coverage and Sean Dyson. Here's how they stack up for the Guelph Griffins this afternoon. In his 5th and final season of eligibility. From Lorne Park Secondary in Mississauga, Wally Gabler, what a story he is in front of Waterloo here today. Very talented offensive line and very powerful as well, providing Jarrett Stam with all sorts of running room. Crabb, Mahar, McIntyre, Zavitz, and Emery, and the offensive backs and receivers, Bunn, Ebenstam, Partridge, Wigmore, and Sheriff Scott. Gabler's pass is caught, but in behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. Defensively, the Waterloo Warriors, alias the Black Storm, line up this way, and what a defensive line. 4 of their 5 defensive linemen were all-stars this season. Hawk, McMurrin, and Reha. The linebackers include McIntyre, Van Giel, the All-Canadian, Fawcett and Pressburger, he too an all-star. Here are the defensive backs: Tibbetts, first-team all-star Trod, Garland, Dyson, and Eric Hoyo Jr. It'll be 2nd down and 12. The loss was 2. Gabler with time, passes, and is going to be intercepted at the 31-yard line. Big turnover right then and there on a weakly thrown football, Neil.
Well, if you want a way to fire up your offense, that's good. That's the way to do it. Your defense gives your offense good field position on their first series. See, Wally look to his right, and then he's going to swing to his left. Van Giel's pressuring, but he doesn't get to the quarterback, and you're right, this ball was just simply underthrown to Sheriff Scott. Nice play by the linebacker going out, filling his area, Mark McIntyre, waiting in that zone that he's getting to, and if he gets a chance to go up for it, he does, and that's what he did.
And Mark McIntyre, who plans on heading to law school after attaining his undergraduate degree, lays down the law, provides Waterloo with great field position. Jarrett Smith on the option, drives ahead for what looks like 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and about 5. Offensively here for the Waterloo Warriors in this afternoon's Yates Cup Championship. Jarrett Smith, of course, the All-Star and Omega Trophy winner. He will represent the OUAA as its outstanding player for his leading ground-gaining performance this season. And their starting quarterback in his second season from Uxbridge Secondary School is Ryan Wilkinson. The gain was 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. There's a fumble on the play. Wilkinson fortunate enough to get it back. All right, let's set up the Waterloo Warriors offensively for this afternoon's OUAA championship game. Ryan Wilkinson, their quarterback, who has nursed a series of injuries, a partially separated shoulder, a bruised spleen. Tough, hard-hitting game out there today so far.
Well, you know, when we looked over the past season and found out who had success against Waterloo, Western did in a situation where a team defensively will let Waterloo play within the 30-yard lines, not get them into the end zone. That's what Guelph's going to have to do today. Stretch, bend a little bit, but not break.
34-yard field goal upcoming here. The attempt for Eric Bigos. The spot is down. The kick is up. And what else is new? Bigos has provided the Waterloo Warriors with an immediate 3-0 lead as they capitalize on the McIntyre interception thrown by quarterback Wally Gabler.
Come on, everybody, and get it together. Feel a little taste, it'll last forever. Down pasta takes you far away. Eat our pasta. You gotta taste it. Open up your mouth, give yourself some flavor. Eat our pasta, a taste you'll savor tonight.
And welcome back. The Waterloo Warriors defensively set it up here against Guelph. The Griffins 1st and 10, ball back at their 35. Jarrett Stam, second-year player Barry Innisdale. Very little room to navigate, but typical of Stam's status, about 2 or 3 on the play.
Well, this Waterloo defense, they play a 3 down linemen, and their 4 linebackers, they can use either one on either side as a rush end and make it look like 4 down, but what they do have is great mobility in those 4 linebackers. They get to the outside, they can pursue and hunt down the tailback or the running back. Jared Stam's going to have to find the gap and slash, as he does very well, to get upfield, because they'll stretch him out if they let him.
Stam 3 yards on the play, ran for 102 yards in the victory over Western last week. Gabler drops back and promptly or nearly tosses his second interception of the ball game. Trevor Trod in on the stop.
Well, it's very plain to see right now in the last 2 second down situations. Now there's only been 2. Waterloo has come after. You're going to see Pressburger, 51, come in here almost like a flying man from the right side. Gabler knows that's coming. He's trying to get rid of the ball. Remember, pressures are as good as sacks in many situations because it makes the quarterback throw the ball when he doesn't want to. The result, maybe another pick. Not that time, thank goodness for Guelph.
Nice work as well by Trod, the academic All-Canadian from 1995, and Gabler's punt is short and bounces out of bounds at the Guelph bench. Field position outstanding upcoming here for Waterloo as the spot will come somewhere around the 52-yard line. And Ryan Wilkinson back on field here for the Waterloo Warriors, and talking with head coach Tuffy Knight in our conference call, Neil, Thursday, whether the inexperience factor of he in his second year, and he said yes, he'll be a little bit nervous, but this guy just loves to play football, period. It doesn't matter what the ball game is, go out, throw it, and perhaps run the option. He is the second fastest player in this Waterloo team. Wilkinson on the option, led well defensively. There's a late flag. Wendell Adams in on the tackle.
I think he's going to get called for face masking. An unfortunate situation because he plays the play perfectly well. Takes the man who's going to pitch the ball. Someone's got the pitch man, but I think he got the hand in the face guard. Guelph is very cognizant of the fact that they can't overplay this option. They have to play sound defense, but they can't throw everything just at that option, because if they do, Ryan Wilkinson and those receivers will start seeing it, and play action will come into play, and they'll get burned that way.
In the previous matchup between these two teams, Guelph defensively held Waterloo to just 48 yards rushing. However, gave up 288 by way of the air. Head coach Dan McNally referred to his defense as overreacting to one, while Waterloo overreacted the other way and burnt Guelph. Jarrett Smith, another big gain, holds on to the football That'll be enough for the first down. The gain was 11.
Well, one of those running backs Jared Smith is that has the ability to run like a tailback but run like a fullback. He ran like a fullback there inside. It wasn't a toss play. He had to find the gap and go. He's very powerful and he's very smart.
The offensive line, there are the backs and receivers. Thorne, an all-star, Camboya, Oxley, Dallimore, and Vastis, the defensive line. Strom, White, and Gallo. Gallo for the second straight week will replace Kevin Mello. There is the defensive secondary for Guelph. The handoff inside to a ginger Eddie Kim. Let's go down to the sidelines and Ken Welch.
Thanks very much, Paul. With me is linebacker Mark McIntyre. Had the interception to lead to the Eric Bigos field goal. And Mark, now Guelph, have they changed very much from the first time you played them earlier this season?
No, they're coming out in the same stuff they did the first time we played them. We saw on film that they had some different stuff against Western. So we prepared for that, but we also prepared for what we saw against them the first time. And we have a good defense in for whatever they're going to come out in.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
No problem.
That came through loud and clear through the muzzle there. Okay, back upstairs.
Second down. Wilkinson will keep. Wilkinson has the first down as he's finally tripped up by Conroy, but not before he picks up 7 yards, and the drive will stay alive here for Waterloo. Very athletic football player, Ryan Wilkinson, perhaps the best athlete on this Waterloo team.
Well, I think he's underrated as a quarterback. I don't think he gets enough credit because not only is he lines up at quarterback, but quite simply with an average of, 7.3 yards a carry, he's also a running back. He can throw the football, he can do a lot of things, and I just don't think he gets enough of credit being a quarterback and a smart kid having to play that option offense.
Spring camp this past year ran a 4.740, the handoff to Jared Smith. What a job this offensive line Waterloo is doing here to set up Jared Smith. We talked about Eddie Kim, number 22, the fullback for Waterloo, not scheduled to start today because of an ankle injury, but he's in there and they need him.
Well, I think they need him not only because of his great blocking ability. I mean, he is just one tough guy when it comes to leading for either Jared Smith or taking that fake that Ryan Wilkinson gives him. But he's also a very effective runner, and he's been very effective, and that balance that he brings to that offense can help this team throughout today.
Ran for 100+ yards 2 weeks ago in the game right here on CHTV 11 at York University, the game that eliminated the Yeomen from playoff contention. It'll be second down and 4. Smith overthrows the intended receiver, and it's nearly intercepted. Adrian Thorne just couldn't get high enough for the football.
Well, the ball just came out of Wilkinson's hands a little bit early, which means it comes off a little bit high, and Thorne is coming back in, running a bit of a curl, separates himself from his coverage, but with the ball high like that, not much of a chance.
Matt Hammer in on the coverage. What a game last week in the win over Western. He was our Chevrolet Player of the Game award winner.
Well, as he showed last week in that return, if he had had one step a little bit closer to his coverage, I don't think anybody in the place would have caught him if he had picked that off.
Spot for Eric Bigos will come from the far side hash marks as far as you people at home are concerned. Near side for we here in the stands. A 21-yard attempt is up, and it is good. So the Guelph defense have yet to break. They'll bend, and it's a 6-0 lead by virtue of Eric Bigos and the Waterloo Warriors. We're watching our game of the week.
Remember your first games? They can be your child's first games, too. Candyland, Chutes and Ladders, and Uncle Wiggly, all from Milton
Each sold
Bradley.
separately.
The party is coming. The hottest tracks on the street. MTV Party to Go. Coming soon.
The ultimate battery sales from top quality maintenance-free UAP Napa batteries to get you started this winter. Sale is on now. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
For UAP Napa member installers.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over your local phone company's regular rates with no restrictions. Introducing the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan. We don't tell you when or where to call. There's no minimum spending, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings, no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 30 free minutes to call anywhere in the world, from Halifax to Hong Kong, absolutely free. Call 1-800-575-6000 for your 25% savings, plus 30 free minutes to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
And welcome back. A pair of Eric Bigo's field goals from 34 and 21 yards out respectively has Waterloo on top by 6. First and 10, Guelph, ball back at their 35. A handoff up the gut. It's Jarrett Stam. And Stam with his biggest gain of the day. That is a first down. The pickup was about 10 and a half.
Oh, what a great job by that left side of the offensive line. They came off the ball, and Stam had the good fortune of not only getting the ball deep and being able to read, but he moves into that second area. Watch this. This is just coming off the football, getting the helmet. No one touches him. No one touches him. He's 8 yards downfield before a Waterloo defender gets a hand on him. That's the way to come off the football and control that line of scrimmage.
It's going to be close. This will require a spot and measure. Good look at that. Wilson Football, the official sponsor of OUAA football, and of course our Lumsden Grey Cup trivia. And folks, stay tuned for this. Neil had the thinking cap on the way up.
Well, I had a couple of weeks to think about it. Not that it took that much time, but I took that much time.
It's a good
question. There's a difference, okay?
That's it.
What's a good question? That I had time to think about it, or the question?
The question.
I'm getting confused.
Oh, so am I. It's very close. It's about half a yard, perhaps half the length of a football here for the first. And in all likelihood, Gabler straight ahead for the necessary yardage. But given their prognosis and field position, don't be surprised to see Gabler go back in a play-action fake situation. Gabler dives ahead, and he has the first.
Well, there's some potentially interesting matchups in the receiving situation. You talked a couple about them earlier on. Right now, in this last series, we have Brad Bunn on the wide side, man-to-man coverage, Eric Pio Jr. I wonder if they'll try to stretch him, see if he can cover Brad one-on-one.
And the Griffins first and 10, ball at their 46. Stam inside, no room to run. Van Giel in on the tackle. He had help as well. Kevin Pressburger and Rob Fawcett. The All-Stars coming in to halt Jarrett Stam. It's going to be second down, a loss. No, it was no gain, second and 10.
That mobility of those linebackers, if you don't get a helmet on them and at least stop their feet from moving, they will launch themselves through that gap, and they have the ability and the strength and the quickness to get in that backfield quickly. Puts a lot of pressure on that offensive line and the lead back.
Ben Welch talked about Guelph's edge in the passing game so far. Wally Gabler has yet to display that edge in passing. Brad Bunn wasn't open, and the ball was poorly thrown. Punting time here for Guelph.
Well, Gabler's only going back about 4.5 yards, and it may be a 4 or 5 set drop. But I think by the way the pressure's coming from Waterloo and the different blitzes, maybe they should get him back to 7-step drop, so he get a better look and a little bit more time. Because every time he's thrown the ball thus far, he seems to be very close to the backs of his offensive line, especially from the outside.
Andy McGregor in traffic. McGregor at the 40-yard line and up to the 42. The Waterloo sideline calling for no yards, but it'll be first and 10. Waterloo with 5 minutes and 27 seconds to play in the first quarter. 6-0 Waterloo here from Waterloo.
Boy, the kids sure are quiet.
They're reading and listening. To what? To Winnie the Pooh.
Remember growing up with the classic stories of Winnie the Pooh? Well, now your kids can enjoy them too. Each story is brought to life with a beautifully illustrated hardcover book and accompanying audio cassette. On each tape are 2 classic tales of Winnie the Pooh adventures. Follow and laugh along at the misadventures of all your favorite Pooh characters. Piglet, Tigger, Rabbit, Kanga, Little Roo, Ehor, Owl, Christopher Robin, and of course, Winnie the Pooh.
Look, Winnie got his head stuck in the honey jar.
Not only do the stories spark the imagination, but are a wonderful tool for learning.
Could I read this one to you, Mommy? Sure you could.
Any one of these 4 great Winnie the Pooh classics for only $9.99 each from K-Tel.
Available at Zellers, Kmart, Home Hardware, V&S, True Value, Pro Hardware. Makes an ideal gift.
Well, you're looking at the throwing hand of quarterback Wally Gabler of the Guelph Griffins. Now, he injured it late in the game against Western last week, and by what we've seen so far, it looks like it's bothering him quite a bit, and Nathan Body, the backup, is warming up.
There's a fumble on the play and a second turnover here this afternoon. In downtown, Bill Brown has it for the Guelph Griffins, and they'll get the ball at midfield and in all likelihood with a new starting quarterback here for Guelph.
Well, as you look at Nathan Body chatting up with the coach a little bit, the result of the reason the fumble happens is just a darn good stick from the defensive side of the football. And Dan McNally talked to us this week about how Nathan Body has been throwing the football awfully well. I don't think he was saying it because he wanted to get him in because of any specific situation, but I think he feels comfortable having to put him in there. And there's the fumble recovery.
Few quarterbacks in this league, Neil, throw the football as well as Nathan Body by way of Burlington. In fact, the starter for this ball team 2 years ago. Play action fake on the hill counter, Jarrett Stam, and there's a flag on the play. Stam inside, a gain of 1. Second down, and who knows, pending the outcome of the upcoming penalty.
Well, that play is designed to get a defense that reacts very well, to react to the first of what they see in a series of actions behind the offensive line. The Waterloo defense didn't bite and pursued very well.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down. Offside on the play.
So the Griffins move inside Waterloo territory for the first time in this afternoon's ball game. It's 1st and 5, ball at the Waterloo 54-yard line. And Gabler, after 2 offensive, will make it 3 offensive series. Obviously struggling to throw the football, has given away to Nathan Body. Handoff inside, Stam again. Drives ahead for 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, you know, when you get an injury like that to your thumb, you can give it a couple days off of practice. You can work yourself into throwing the football during the week, and you can feel pretty darn good about it, but there's nothing like getting into a game with respect to testing, whether it's a hamstring or an ankle or a sore thumb. And that's so vital to throwing the football. I mean, if your right hand is not functioning properly with respect to the grip and holding it and being able to take the snap, you're putting the whole offense at jeopardy.
Second down and 4, and Stam drives ahead for what looks like 1st down yardage. This as well may require a spot, and marking 3:36 to play in the first quarter. We've talked about injuries here for both these teams. A notable absentee in the defensive secondary for Waterloo and special teams, Neil. Ted Ciantres, who was injured last week, he is not dressed here today.
And it was pointed out in our conference call this week that not only will he be missed on defense, but it may be even more so his play on special teams. I mean, that's a third of the game. It's a key part. He played a part in every one of their special teams, and you're right, he'll be sorely missed. And they'll have to pick up the slack. Someone who's going to step in and play his spot will have to play like he was playing.
Scored a touchdown in the semifinal win over Laurier last week. Second team All-Star in terms of coverage on special teams. Congratulations to our first teams guy as well, Tom Hips from the Varsity Blues. Third down, a yard to go here for the first. Nathan Body, big quarterback, driven back, and this is going to be close.
Well, in a sneak situation like that, you want to make sure you don't drop your head down too quickly, because where your head goes, your body goes. You don't want to just try to fall forward. I'm quite sure he's got the first down there, but You have to guard against that because you end up falling forward and not letting your legs push you and using the power that you got underneath you.
Body at 6 feet 3 inches tall, 220 pounds from M.M. Robinson's secondary in Burlington. He is a specimen. And it's a first down here for Guelph with 3:22 to play in the first quarter, and Waterloo leading the contest by 6. Waterloo defensively proving that first downs aren't easy to come by, especially when you're trying to run the football. And defensively as well, as we talked about Jason Tibbetts atop our broadcast, they've intercepted 15 footballs this season. Tops in the league, tied with Guelph. Nathan Body has yet to throw the football, and Jared Stam. Another workman-like day as he drives ahead for 4. It'll be second down and 6.
I don't know if you could see on that play, but they're going to go after the ball with Jared Stam. If someone's wrapped him up, I mean, he slowed his momentum down going forward there because someone was trying to strip the ball from him. And this should give you a great view. He's going to come up. You see the guards and the tackle pull. Now watch this. He gets turned. That ball's getting yanked right there. Number 51, Pressburger, gave a good tug on it. And that naturally, I can tell you from experience, when that ball's getting pulled, it slows the movement of your legs down because you don't want to go somewhere without the football.
Partridge and Stam, I formation. Body's first pass of the day. Wide open sidelines. There's the catch. It's Kyle Walters in for the touchdown. 45 yards, pass and run play, and Guelph has tied this ball game.
Well, that's a great little twist that Guelph is putting Kyle Walters in, and he runs a flat, gets to the outside, and then takes it down, and Nathan Body throws the ball perfectly over the coverage that was settled, and Kyle Walters ran a great route. That's just heads up, smart coaching, taking advantage of the personnel, regardless of where they play most of the year, slot him into offense. Big play by Guelph.
Walters scored a touchdown against Waterloo a year ago here by way of the interception. It went 102 yards. This play goes 45 yards from defense to offense, and Nathan Body throws the perfect pass.
And again, a 4-step drop, but look at the protection. He can step and throw that ball. There's no one being pushed back into him, and there you saw the flat. He turns it back up, and now at his speed, he's just taking it to the corner. And no chip bowl on the top of the helmet anymore.
This has got to be a bad dream.
Well, well, look who's back in Dallas.
The prodigal brother is home.
JR's returned, armed and ready for battle.
I didn't think there was a chance in hell of you selling the company back to me. But I thought I'd give you the chance so that when you lose it, you'll know you've been fair warned.
Some things never change, especially with the Ewings.
The game is on, Sly.
And you love it.
JR's back in Dallas, Friday at 9.
Hey, Remington, shave this. The Remington Triple Foil, the only shaver with 3 micro screens, now has a 50% greater cutting rate. If you can grow it, we can shave it.
The party is coming. The hottest tracks on the street. MTV Party to Go. Coming soon.
The ultimate battery sales and top-quality maintenance-free UAP Napa batteries to get you started this winter. Sale is on now at all participating UAP Napa Auto Parts stores. UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
And welcome back. A near-capacity crowd on hand here at University Stadium, and the Guelph Griffins with a lead of 7-6. Waterloo will get it back with good field position as Doug Haytner, the backup fullback, brings it up to the 43, down to the sidelines, and Ken Welch.
Well, thanks, Paul. The Griffins are spelling relief right now. B-O-D-Y. Nathan Body. Great pass, Nathan, and a great way to get started.
Yeah, it was good. 1 for 1 so far. TD, not bad.
It looks like you'll be staying in. Wally's hand's not too good right
so,
now.
Yeah, Wally's had a bit of a tough time grabbing the ball, but that's okay. I'm ready. I'm warm. So.
Nice to have a veteran like Kyle Walters out there as well.
It's beautiful. He runs by people, so he made it easy.
Good start. Keep it up. Thanks.
Head coach Dan McNally telling us that for 3-4 times a week, he, Nathan, and Wally get together. They're all one of the same. Wally may be the starting quarterback, but Nathan's considered equally as so.
And the key to that is when they go into the game, they're all thinking about the same thing. That coordination, the meeting of the quarterbacks. together so they know where they're going, and that's a common practice. It's not something that Guelph does more than anybody else, but it's also very important because you never know who's going to have to go in. And I assume that he gets, Nathan Body does, more reps than maybe the average backup quarterback get, which would allow him to, when it comes time to play, be better equipped.
Jeremy Oxley from Tilsonburg in on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 43-yard line of Waterloo. The Warriors led 6-0. But Nathan Potty to Kyle Walters from 45 yards out has brought Guelph back on top at 7-6. Ryan Wilkinson passes into coverage.
Well, that's just great coverage out of that zone. Linebacker Ryan Strom drops to his, and what they're trying to do is find that seam. But I think that receiver's got to find that seam and then come back. And what he does is he makes his cut, he sits still, which allows the defensive back and Strom to converge. He's got to come back to his quarterback, get away from the coverage. Wendell Adams was the other man on the coverage there.
Great to see Rick Shea playing football back again as well. He did not play in his final ever regular season game at York. Back problems. But not playing that day has probably necessitated the fact that he is able to play here today in the last week versus Waterloo, or at least Laurier. Bigos, great punt. Just got it away and sends the hammer back to his 15. Matt Hammer struggles inside, still on his feet and on his heels as he's taken down back at the 10.
What a tremendous punt. What a tremendous punt. And not only did he punt it well, but that was under a bit of pressure. We know Guelph's going to go after him. We know either going to talk to him or they're going to push him to punt the ball more quickly. But that punt right there and how he reacted tells you why he's the first-team All-Star.
And if I'm correct, the only punter this season, at least in the OUAA, to go up over 40 yards per punt. That's a major advantage here in the university ranks.
Oh, sure it is. And I would bet a couple bucks that I have on me that Guelph will keep pressuring him. They want to force him physically and mentally to try to hurry up into the bad punt situation.
Body hands off to Jarrett Stam again. A gain of 1, maybe 2. It'll be 2nd down. Nice coverage as well, 47. McIntyre's had a tremendous game today. The final play of the first quarter, it has been a seesaw battle, but we'll change ends with Guelph on top by 1. You're watching our AT&T Canada Game of the Week.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over your local phone company's regular rates with no restrictions. Introducing the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan. We don't tell you when or where to call. There's no minimum spending, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings, no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 30 free minutes to call anywhere in the world, from Halifax to Hong Kong, absolutely free. Call 1-800-575-6000 for your 25% savings, plus 30 free minutes to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
And welcome back. Paul Hendrick, Neil Lumsden, Ken Welch, our CHTV 11 broadcast crew for the 1996 Yates Cup Championship. Emblematic of OUAA football supremacy in Guelph with a 2nd and 8. Deep back at their 13-yard line. Peter Partridge, the fullback. Interesting call here as they hand off and will be forced to punt. Now, one has to wonder, Gabler will stay into this football game to punt. No problem handling the football by terms of the snap. Throwing, however, is an entirely different matter. Gabler as well, Neil, a game that you missed versus Western, was able on 3rd down to convert a play to Kip Wigmore. And they may still try to attempt that here today, but perhaps will not be as effective.
Well, I don't think Waterloo will take anything for granted or assume anything just because he's not in the game that he can't throw the football. That would be foolish. They will protect against the fake.
Gabler high punt. Angled out of bounds about midfield, and the spot will come inside Guelph territory, specifically at the 53-yard line. Ryan Wilkinson and the offensive 12 set up here for the Waterloo Warriors.
Well, as we mentioned, Wilkinson's a tough character. He continues to play with that left shoulder. I'm not sure if it's a separation or if it's the AC joint that he gets numbed for every game. And to be able to come in and play the way he does, not just the normal quarterback type of plays, but running the football, shows you an awful lot of character, but more importantly, you mentioned earlier, a lot of toughness.
"14 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Eddie Kim on his feet. Eddie Kim to the 40, the 45, and down inside the 30-yard line. Second effort, and I'll tell you, folks, this guy's got a very badly sprained ankle. It's taped up. It may be shot up. But he picks up a big first down. There's an injured ball player in behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, I'll tell you what, just hook the trailer, the boat, and everything in the back of this guy, because he'll pull it. Look at this, one hit. He breaks through. Great balance again. 2, 3. You better wrap this big guy up because he has tremendous balance. His forward motion and lean is outstanding. He protects the football. And finally, number 25 comes across, Matt Hammer, and brings him down. That was a tremendous effort and a tremendous run.
Alex Poole, the backup fullback, is the injured player on the play. Eddie Kim averaged 6 yards per carry. Big gain right there, and we'll be right back.
140 channels. Nothing on.
There's plenty on if you're watching us tonight. They're on the run from alien forces.
With all their technology, I don't know why they don't just come down and take over the world.
Dark skies. Then at 9,
this is so cool.
The Pretender takes 4. At 10, the Profiler delves into the mind of a killer.
Going insane isn't easy.
Spend tonight on the edge of your seat with CHTV 11.
And welcome back. Alex Poole being taken off the football field. The head coach of the Waterloo Warriors, the all-time winningest head coach in CIA, whose history is Tuffy Knight. Mild-mannered approach to the game since suffering a heart attack back in 1988, and I expect a win today would get Tuffy a wee bit of a smile.
Yeah, it prompted a smile, no question about that. But on the outside, exterior looks good, but the inside is still churning.
Tuffy, we asked you to compare this football team to some of the good ones you've had over the years. You finally reached the Yates Cup with this Waterloo team. Where does it rank, not only in Waterloo history, but with some of the good ones you had at Laurier?
Well, it's hard to compare. You know, I can't even remember, you know, how good some teams were. They were all good. This is a good team, and all in the past have been good. So to say that one compares over the other, I think the kids are bigger now and stronger and faster and do things a little better. But, you know, as time goes on, everything gets better.
Coach is better looking as well.
Yeah, coach is better. He's just like wine. He gets better with age.
Second down, 15 yards to go. Ball on the Guelph 34-yard line here. Bill Vastis with a great tackle on the previous play. Up the gut, Eddie Kim. Short of the first down, but enhances field position here for Eric Bigos and his third field goal attempt of the day.
Boy, his performance sure takes the pressure off of Jarrett Smith. And you know Jarrett Smith, though he hasn't touched the ball lately, is going to be back in this game. It's a quick draft. The guard pulls over, the other guard from the other side comes around. He breaks a little bit of a tackle. And I just can't get over it and how impressed I am about the way he runs and his continual position of his body is always going forward. He's got great balance. Even when he starts to go down, he gets that one hand down and keeps up. It's not hard to see why he averages over 6 yards a carry.
Put on 20 pounds in the offseason to enhance his status as the starter heading into this campaign. 31-yard field goal attempt is up, and it's wide right. Dan Conroy will watch the ball bounce, gather a crowd, and promptly concede the point. A rare miss and error by Eric Bigos. Regardless, that wide field goal attempt has tied up the football game. Waterloo and Guelph now at par, 7 points apiece. Head coach Dan McNally, the OUAA Coach of the Year, and his third trip to the Yates Cup. First ever trip was back in 1987 against Laurier right here at University Stadium. It was Seagram Stadium back then. and won it all in 1992, defeating Western at Skydope.
Well, both these coaches have done an excellent job with their programs. They've got quality people and personnel, and they should be very proud of the work that they've done, as the other coaches and these players. It's not easy to get to where they are right now. They worked very hard, and they deserve a lot of credit.
Body, play action fake. McIntyre in his face completes the pass to Chris Eben. Eben up to the 50-yard line. The gain is 15, and that is a first down.
Well, Tuffy Knight, when I asked him in our conference call this week how Guelph is, or why Guelph is better and becoming more successful, he said it's execution. So their execution is so much better now than it was at the end of the year. And their variety. You're going to watch this play action here. Eben's going to cross your face to the TV. Look for number 71. There he is, slides out. A little bit of a disguise play. He waits and waits, lets the defense drop back, and then sneaks out. Good execution.
Third-year player from Lawrence Park Collegiate in Toronto. Body hands it off to Jarrett Stan. Leads his way up toward midfield, tackled at the 54-yard line. The gain is going to be 3.
Well, again, Stan gets around that corner. Nice block by 33, Peter Partridge, down the field. As Tuffy says, Stam is an interesting type of runner. He's a slasher and a slider. But the one thing is, when he does slash and slide, he's always going forward. He's not a big man, where like an Eddie Kim, where he can lean, get that lean going, but he has that ability to keep his momentum going forward, turning his shoulders and his body sideways to get every little bit he can when he's got the ball.
Very durable football player. He'll see plenty of the football this afternoon. Body, three-step drop, completes the play. There's your guy, Brad Bunn. That's a first down. So, well, giving what Waterloo gives them defensively and making use of it to extend the drive.
Well, I think the diversity of the Guelph offense, as we talked about earlier, is key. Running the football, the short passes. You know, at that point, Wigmore was working to the inside. He goes up, clears out, and Brad Bunn hesitates off the line and comes underneath.
Body from M.M. Robinson secondary in Burlington. Brad Bunn from Mayfield secondary in Brampton. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the Waterloo 46-yard line. Stan, Ohio right side, has room but is tripped up.
Well, after a kind of a jittery start to this Guelph offense, they've come on and put some plays together and started to move the football by using everybody. I mean, they're taking advantage of their weapons, and that's what they're going to have to do to beat this Waterloo defense. They just can't rely on a Jarrett Stam or a Chris Eben, Brad Bunn. They all have to get into it. Sheriff Scott, Kit Wigmore, they've got the tools. They just got to use them. And right now, Nathan Body is doing a nice job of using the weapons that they've got.
Sean Dyson, the All-Canadian from 1995, first-team All-Star this season. In on the tackle, and Jarrett Stam, Body in trouble, throws it into traffic and is picked off. Second interception of the day, and Trevor Trott finally holds on to one.
I must have jinxed him. Straight drop back, you're gonna let the pressure. I think he's trying to throw a screen here. But it doesn't materialize because the second part of the defense covers off. That ball's thrown downfield. As I said, maybe I jinxed him talking about the success they had. Nice pickoff by Trevor Trott.
Studies show that more of us are watching what we eat.
My lover stands on golden sand.
Nice view, isn't it?
And watches the ships that go sailing somewhere.
Hey, sweetie. All ready? Where are you going? Bath time. Everything has to be just right. That's why we all want the gentleness of Ivory. Oh, you got your Ivory.
I took it from Daddy.
I trust the purity of Ivory to be mild on her skin. And ours.
Who's got my Ivory? For healthy-looking skin, the look is pure Ivory.
We got the Lions and the Chargers, so get ready!
fans are back on Monday night. The Lions and the Chargers, Monday, CHTV 11.
9 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the second quarter. We're tied up at 7-7. Trevor Trott's interception, the second of the day for the Waterloo secondary, has provided the Warriors with a 1st and 10. Ball back at their 36. Wilkinson pops and keeps. Wilkinson chased out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. The gain is going to be about 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Well, that quite simply was after the play action was a sprint to the outside. He has the option to throw a run. I didn't think he was even thinking about throwing the football, even though we saw him waving it to try to get, I believe it was Bill Brown, to stay away from him, to respect the pass option. But I don't think he was planning on it.
Joking with Tuffy on Thursday, I said, how about this for an opening play? Play action fake, hit Adrian Thorne on a fly for 50 yards, and he said, that's exactly what my quarterback would like to do. Tuffy will keep his young stud, however, under reins and make sure he sticks to the game plan.
Oh, I like it. I mean, I think that's a great idea, too, because if you're going to throw one away, if you get decent field position to start the game off, and you got the running backs, you do, why not take a run at it? But I certainly wouldn't suggest or try to tell Tuffy Knight how to run a football team. The success that he's had, I mean, he's quite clearly the reason that this football program is where it is. And I think if they're going to keep it this way, guys like Tuffy Knight are the ones that are going to do it.
Tuffy Knight hoping to win his 2nd Yates Cup, dating back to 1978 when the Golden Hawks defeated Jamie Bone and the Western Mustangs in London. Jarrett Smith, the ball carrier, on the play. 6 yards on the play, 2nd down and 4.
Well, you can see in Jarrett Smith hits in there, he's got double coverage on the football that he's carrying. After that fumble that turned into a Guelph touchdown, you look at this, he's got this wrapped tightly. He's making sure he's going to get the yardage, but he's making darn sure that he's not going to drop that football.
There's Eddie Kim as well, 6 yards downfield with the big hole.
Oh, he always goes 6 yards, regardless. Whether he's blocking, running the football, pass plays, he's a 6-yard plus man.
Jarrett Smith from Barton Secondary in Hamilton, the outstanding player in the OUAA this year, and will represent the league as the Omega Trophy winner in the upcoming championships and Vanier Cup week in Toronto. And no chance on the play, a loss of 2 yards, and it is going to be 3rd down coming up. What pursuit? Kyle Walters, the All-Canadian from last year, comes up with a big tackle, and he had helped as well. There's number 40. And what a job they've done. The linebackers, Strom and Gallo.
Well, watch the lead block by Eddie Kim on Wendell Adams. I think he shakes Adams up, but Kyle Walters is up there before you can even blink. I mean, the pursuit, he's coming to the wide side anyways. He started off a little bit to that side, but boy, he came up hard and corralled Smith. I mean, and that's not an easy thing to do.
2nd round draft pick last spring of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Bigos with time. Low driving punt back from his 40. No yards is the call. Matt Hammer, who ran one back for a touchdown last week, gathers speed. Hammer to the 50, to the 40. Hammer inside the 35-yard line. A major gain. Flags back down the other way, but I think this play's going to stick.
I do too. I think it'll be a no yards. I'll tell you what, Hammer did, I mean, 2 things extremely well to get him 56 yards downfield. First is he sets himself up to take the ball on the bounce. Oh, watch this. This ball's going to bounce. And then he's got it in 3 steps. He's full speed. And we found out last week he's got some jets. Unfortunately,
illegal block. Push from the rear.
What we thought was a no yards is clipping.
1st down.
Ouch.
No kidding. Doesn't take away from a great return, though, and a great effort by Matt Hammer. But it does take away great field position.
Oh, my heavens. Instead of 1st and 10 at the Waterloo 33, well, 1st and 10. Ball back at their 19, 20-yard line. 6 minutes, 33 seconds to play as we approach halftime. Jarrett Stan inside a black swarm, picks up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Five minutes and 54 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. Eric Bigos has kicked all of Waterloo's points. 2 field goals and a wide field goal attempt for 7. Nathan Potty to Kyle Walters for 45 yards and a Christian Stringer convert attempt, which was good. And we're tied up at 7 here in the 2nd quarter. Potty has time, has Walters. Walters drives ahead. That is a 1st down. The gain is going to be 15. And the drive alive. And Kyle Walters, who's playing both ways for the 2nd straight week, very effective on 2nd down situation here for Guelph.
Well, the Iron Man, he does a good job, but Nathan Body hangs in and hangs in. You're going to see from his right side, 58, Al Lang just gets there when the ball's released. Nathan Body and his size allows him to stand in there, and even with some people very close and even hanging on, his strength will allow him to finish the throw.
Two tough yards, and time now for the Vanier Cup Trivia Contest, our final question of the year. And congratulations to Willowdale, Ontario's June Murphy. Here's this week's question. Name the trophy the OUAA champions will play for next week. If you know the answer, send it to Vanier Cup Trivia, 1 Blue Jays Way, Suite 2600, Toronto, Ontario, M5E 1J3. Chance to win a pair of tickets to the Vanier Cup and a Via Rail prize package at $250. The Vanier Cup skied home November 30th. Should be a great game, and one of these 2 teams hoping to get there, but it is a long, tough road to get that far, given the quality of competition coming from Western Canada this year as well. Time will certainly tell. 3rd down, and Gabler's coming on field here to punt.
Well, from the short side of the field, we see a halfback blitz by number 39, Sean Dyson. And Body didn't get a chance to see and let the read happen downfield, and he had to get rid of the ball. I'll tell you what, Dyson looked like he was shot out of a cannon coming from that short side.
Gabler punts from his 30. A wobbler taken on the fly by McGregor and out of bounds. Exactly 4 minutes and 2 seconds to play here in the 2nd quarter. The Warriors and the Griffins all tied up at 7. You're watching our game of the week.
Public notice, public notice. The Brick is closed Saturday morning until 1 p.m. And then the doors fly open for 8 hours only. It's our greatest pre-Christmas sale. Everything in every department is on sale, plus an incredible selection of special Christmas gift ideas. And ask about do not pay until $19.98 on everything in the store with no down payment and no monthly payments. We're open special extended hours Saturday till 9 p.m. with extra staff on hand to handle the crowds. The Brick's greatest pre-Christmas sale. For pre-Christmas savings, nobody beats the Brick.
It's an expression of the warmest feelings and can turn moments into memories. Sweet cherries, perfect hazelnuts, rich chocolate, pot of gold. Canada's tradition since 1928. The richest moments under the rainbow.
4 minutes and 2 seconds to play. In the 2nd quarter, it's 1st and 10. Waterloo ball back at their 41-yard line. The option, fumble football. The Griffins have got it, we think. Gallo was in on the coverage.
Jared Smith got it back. And that was a hell of a job getting it back, too.
All right, down to the sidelines. Not everybody can play here today from the city of Kitchener-Waterloo. Ken Welch has evidence here.
Paul, I have to be careful because every time I talk to somebody in the stands, a touchdown is scored, but I'll try to make it quick. And with me is Laurier quarterback Kevin McDonald. And Kevin, you can't do much more than you did last week. 37 of 74, 500 yards, but you lost in overtime, a tough one.
Yeah, I mean,
those are all nice, but I'd give anything to be out there right now. I mean, I know it's tough sitting here watching, but you know, I'd do anything to be out there right now.
You have an opinion on who's going to win this game?
I know I'd like to see Guelph win. I think it's going to be a close game. It's tied right now at almost halftime. I think I'd like to see Guelph win.
Now, it's your home field. To add injury to insult, I hope they didn't make you buy a ticket.
Managed to sneak in somehow. Won't say how.
Anyway, Kevin, you had a great career. A couple of years, great couple of careers. Bye-bye.
What a play last week, Neil, and head coach Rick Smith of the Golden Hawks has a chance to kick the field goal in the final play of double overtime to send it to another 20 minutes of double overtime. Instead, he decides to go for the bundle. It cost them. Kevin was intercepted. Waterloo moves on to the Yates Cup. High risk, high reward.
That's right.
Bigos with another good punt. Matt Hannon at the 40 and back at the 41-yard line. 2 flags are thrown on the play, and I think it is no yards on this occasion.
Well, there the Guelph fans going crazy, and we wonder why. I know they're Guelph, well, the red, but I also know they came down in 11 busloads, a pack of them down here to watch and support their football team. Did they? Now the question is, do they get painted up before or on the way?
I think they're going to paint the town red here. No, this is against Guelph as well.
To the Guelph 27-yard line.
The 1997 ISU Champion Series Final is coming to Copps Coliseum from February 28th to March 2nd. Top skaters such as current world champion Todd Eldridge, ladies champion Michelle Kwan, world bronze medalists Born and Kratz, as well as 2-time world champion Elvis Stoico are qualifying for this prestigious event that will decide who really is on top of the skating world. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Call now for tickets at 645-5000.
Le tradizioni si fondano su valori che si tramandano nel tempo. La qualità è il nostro obiettivo. Dal grano dorato canadese nasce il tal pasta. Come la vita continua, le cose cambiano, ma non il mio credo. La mia passione rimane la stessa. La pasta è la mia vita. Ital Pasta, una passione italiana, una tradizione canadese.
Have you had your espresso coffee today? Griff having a hell of a time here on the sidelines in a 7-0 ball game at the Yates Cup.
Did somebody put something in his shorts?
Nathan Bonney, Brad Bunn on the fly, a perfectly timed hit. Eric Hoyo Jr. in on the tackle.
Well, that's just excellent coverage. That's underneath, and even though Brad Bunn works his way back a little bit to the quarterback when the ball's thrown. Pio Jr., this is super coverage. Look at this. Excellent timing. Right hand comes in, strips. Left hand's got security, and the momentum of the hit takes him down.
Yeah, this guy tore an Achilles tendon in track season for Waterloo this past winter. Can you imagine that? Heals up quick enough and is back here starting in 1996.
It's amazing. Miraculous recovery. I mean, I cringe when I think about that.
Mount Royal, Quebec, the out-of-town scoreboard as the nation's quarterfinals are underway coast to coast. Pass is complete to Stan. It's going to be short at the first down. About 6 yards short. Third down here, and ball control and error-free football a priority for both these teams with 2:15 to play.
Well, a screen there, you can tell by the way the offensive line lets that storm of Waterloo defenders come up, but what they did do very well is defend the receiver 5 or 6 yards past where the pressure was coming from. Didn't have a chance.
Gabler back at his 15-yard line. Adrian Thorne and Andy McGregor back to take this punt. McGregor at the 45, the 50, midfield, in across the 50 and driven up ahead to the 51-yard line. 46-yard line correction on the new math. 1:58 to play, and Waterloo here with a chance to go on top.
Yeah, they've been changing the fields, haven't they?
Yes.
Well, this is the kind of game I expected. Very physical, tough defensively, a couple of big plays thus far that have impacted on the scoreboard, but I think the game's going to continue like this. And what will happen is a couple other big plays will materialize, maybe even before this half is over.
Eddie Kim drives ahead for 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Capacity here at University Stadium, around 7,100. I would guesstimate we have about 5,000 here on hand, and the stadium will play host to the Churchill Bowl next Saturday afternoon as the Ontario champion takes on the Canada West champion. Eddie Kim, again by way of the option. And defensively, Guelph, who did a great job in the previous game versus Waterloo in defensing the option. So many things to worry about. The fullback, Jared Smith, and the quarterback, Ryan Wilkinson.
Oh yeah, it's very easy to be influenced, to jump back in, to think and make a play. It's a disciplined defense that you have to run to take the option away. I mean, you really have to be focused on what your responsibility is, whether it is that fake man, pitch man, or the quarterback. Guelph's done a nice job thus far of taking away the big play off the option.
Play action, fake, and counter. Pass is intercepted as Wilkinson is picked off. Nick Gallo, who had a tremendous football game last week, as he replaced Kevin Mello, comes up with another big turnover here for Guelph, and with 1:09 to play, this will all but ensure that Guelph at least goes to the dressing room tied up with Waterloo.
Well, big shoes to fill when Mello's not in the game, but as you said, Gallo's done a great job. His mobility is excellent, and he proves it here. Now, quite frankly, this is just a flat-out bad decision and a bad throw. And I think you don't have to tell Ryan Wilkinson, he knows it, because there was no one in the area. But give credit to Nick Gallo, who hustles over and gets to that spot underneath the coverage where the receiver was.
Jared Stan driven back at the 35. All right, before halftime, it's time for a little Lumsden Grey Cup trivia and an opportunity to win a Wilson Grey Cup football and a pair of tickets to the Grey Cup football game at Hamilton's Ivor Stadium, November 24th. Take it away. This is a great question.
Well, which two former players from the dynasty years of the Edmonton Eskimos now are head coaches in the CIAU? We'll talk about it a little bit later, maybe tease you a bit in the third and give you the answer in the fourth. Send your answers to that address.
2nd down and 6. Stan picked up 4 yards on the previous play. Body airs it out. Brad Bunn, the intended receiver. No gain, no quarter given by Poyo Jr. And the Bill Vastis fan club on display here in the stands this afternoon. He had a great game last week as well and has played well so far this afternoon.
Well, that was excellent coverage on Brad Bunn. Nathan Body just throws it up and out to the outside. It's a one-on-one. We talked about it earlier. If they test him, well, they did there. And Poyo Jr. was very, very much there. Couldn't get any better coverage, as a matter of fact.
Gabler. Punch shift sideways. McGregor bobbles the football. Several Griffins there to make sure, including slot back Kip Whitmore. 27 seconds to play as we approach halftime and our halftime show. And at halftime, Ken Welch will profile Bill Vastis of the Guelph Griffins, our college hits of the week. The Tim Horton halftime statistical story, because you've always got time for Tim Hortons. Neil and Ken as well with the halftime highlights. Wilkinson will keep. Taken down after a brief game. Chris Camboya in on the tackle.
Well, that's, again, just great pursuit. Both these defenses have shown tremendous mobility of getting to the football. And there was another good example. That's not a linebacker, that's a down lineman. He's given the howl, and he should, because he worked very hard to make that play. But that's what you expect. I mean, you expect big plays. You expect your big play people to come up and play well. The All-Stars have to play like All-Stars, and everyone else in situations like this have to raise their level of competition and desire. But there's no question, when you get into a game like this, you look to the Jarrett Smiths, the Eddie Kims, and the Jarrett Stams, and the Brad Bunns, coaches do of, hey, that's when it's on the line. The good ones play great in big games.
Head coach Dan McNally looking at his second ever Yates Cup championship. Tuffy Knight looking for his second Yates Cup championship dating back to 1978. It is second down and 8.
That's quite a missile, isn't it? If they've got a big, what do you call those things, shoot, you know.
Where are you going with this?
Slingshot, that's it.
Thank
you get a slingshot, you can launch him in over to the park over there, he'd stick in, no one would get him for a week.
The quarterback draw has Ryan Wilkinson in across the 50. Wilkinson, what a block! Jarrett Smith took Ryan Strom back into next week. Strom quickly back on his feet. No first down, but what a block that was.
It's honey, I'm home for dinner. I'll tell you what. First off, Ryan Strom is up as quick as he hits the ground. Unbelievable. You watch how Jarrett Smith comes back and lays a lick.
Here it is.
Right here, baby. Oh, what a shot. Oh, comes back and helps his quarterback get a couple more yards. And I expected Ryan Strom to still be down. Boy, he jumped up. He's a tough guy.
I need a Ryan Coke.
You do?
Wow. What a great hit. Both ways, and Strom, of course, up on his feet and a shot. 12 seconds to play, and B goes back at his 41-yard line. Not his best punt of the day, but it'll consume time on the clock. There's a fumble. Matt Hammer's fumbled the football. Waterloo appears to have got it back, but 2 flags on the play.
Well, I'm not going to guess anymore ever since we were wrong on that Hammer big return on the no yards.
No yards.
Oh, yeah, now they call no yards.
Waterloo, first down.
Well, can they hear us? I mean, what's going on? We got to work in sync here.
Murray Taylor, our official for today's ball game, and his veteran crew for this Yates Cup championship. 2 seconds to play.
You air it out.
Air it out.
Sure. Now, of course, that's easy for us to say.
Air it out and ground it out. Both sides play to an even standoff after 30 minutes of play. What more would you expect from a championship game, a prize fight of mammoth proportions? The Waterloo Warriors, Bill Vastis, and the Guelph Griffins all tied up at 7. Our halftime show is coming up. You're watching our AT&T Canada Game of the Week.
You've been tried by the tide, you've been tested by rain. I'll take you at your word, 'cause you are what you claim. There's a story to be told, and it's all there in your name. Tried, tested, and true. I know that you'll always come through. Tried, tested, and true.
Studies show that more of us are watching what we eat.
My lover stands on golden sand.
Nice view, isn't it?
And watches the ships that go sailing somewhere.
Would you love to have great-looking abs like these?
Now you can. Introducing the all-new Rolling Ab Toner. This amazing machine targets, tightens, and tones your abs with a very simple rolling motion. Typical sit-ups are difficult and don't give you the results you want. Now lose inches in weeks, not months. We guarantee you lose up to 4 inches in just 30 days or money back. The side crunch targets those love handles that we all hate. Do the reverse crunch. It targets the lower abdominals for fat-burning results. The total crunch, the rolling crunch, the advanced bicycle, and many more, all with the same simple rolling motion. The Rolling Ab Toner comes with a contour neck support. It's cushioned with high-density padding and folds down for easy storage. Rock and roll your way to a fabulous-looking figure. For your comfort, we'll include this exercise mat free. Rolling Ab Toner, exercise mat and lifetime warranty. Only $59.95 from KTEL. The Rolling Ab Toner and exercise mat, only at Zellers, Home Hardware, Pro Hardware, V&S, and True Value.
Welcome back to the AT&T Canada University Game of the Week. It's homecoming at Waterloo, and the Warriors hoping to celebrate with a win in the Yates Cup, and it would be their first ever. And with me is Waterloo head coach Tuffy Knight. Tuffy, you told me just before we came on you're not happy with the execution. What can you do to get the drives going in the second?
We have to block. We're not blocking people. You got to knock people down if you're going to run the football. We're not knocking anybody down. We're not blocking at all. So if you don't do that, you're not going to have success.
Just a quick question about homecoming here at Waterloo. It's always a basketball. Today we've got football. It has to be good for the school and for your team.
Well, it's still basketball, but football happened to just be playing a game.
All right. Good luck to you in the second half. Tuffy in a bit of a hurry to get in there and talk to his players. He wants to stress to them some of the fundamentals that they're not performing in the first half. Right now, the Guelph Griffins and the Waterloo Warriors are locked up at 7 apiece. We'll be back with more right after this.
The AT&T OUAA Game of the Week is presented to you in part by General Motors, makers of the Chevrolet Cavalier Z24, and by Puma, the official athletic shoe and athletic apparel of the OUAA.
Thing about Interact Direct Payment, it's a whole lot safer than carrying cash. Interact Direct Payment, smarter than cash.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over your local phone company's regular rates with no restrictions. Introducing the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan. We don't tell you when or where to call. There's no minimum spending, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings, no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 30 free minutes to call anywhere in the world, from Halifax to Hong Kong, absolutely free. Call 1-800-575-6000 for your 25% savings, plus 30 free minutes to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
When you watch something on Hitachi's Ultravision, you're not just watching it or just hearing it. You're experiencing it! Ultravision with Dolby Pro Logic surround sound and exclusive magic focus for an ultra-clear picture. Without them, it's just television. Ultravision, if you haven't seen it or heard it, you haven't felt it. Oh, I really like this. Hitachi, a totally new vision.
Get up on your feet. It's a party atmosphere here at University Stadium for the Yates Cup Championship. And hey, no wonder. The Waterloo Warriors are trying to win their first ever Yates Cup Championship. Right now, they're tied with the Guelph Griffins 7-7. You know, it's nice to see hard work and dedication rewarded, and that's been the case this year for Bill Vastis, Guelph defensive end. In his 5th and final year, Vastis has been named an OUAA first-team All-Star. Bill Vastis, number 68 of the Guelph Griffins, a 5-year veteran of the trenches. He has reached the heights with the Griffins, being part of the 1992 Yates Cup championship squad, but he was also there last season when the Griffs sank to the bottom of the OUAA. After last year's disaster, Vastis and his teammates committed themselves to improve. They knew they were better than a 1-7 football team, and they have gone out each and every down, each and every game, trying to prove it.
I worked hard myself, but to see the rest of your peers work as hard or harder than you, and it really pays off. Like my father always told me, hard work really pays off, and the hard work really shows on the field. So like there's a real good, we got a real good brotherhood going on this team. Everybody sticks by each other. It's not just with individual units. It's both sides of the ball with each other. Anytime one person makes a big play, which is what we're really known for, is the big plays. Anytime one guy makes a big play, I mean, you get credit from all your teammates more than once.
Vastis made one of the big plays in Guelph's semifinal win over Wester last week, stopping a Stangs on a third-down gamble. After the game, the Griffins were gripped by the emotion and the magnitude of the win.
What that really was is just like, it was just a big group hug, because some of the words I remember some guys saying is that we worked hard, we knew what we were doing, we didn't make any mistakes, and we did it. And that was basically what it was, is we did it. And we went into that game thinking we were going to do it. And, you know, to be able to do it, like sort of talk the talk and walk the walk, is really great.
Now, you're going to take us through some of your moves on the D-line. You got the fellow line mates here, Chris Camboy and Brent Dallymore. And so go to it. Let's see just a couple of your moves.
Okay, what are we going to do here? What do you think, guys?
I don't know, maybe a shuffle swim.
Shuffle swim.
Okay, what do you do in a shuffle swim?
You want to take them? All right, you're not having much success.
It's just a separation move. You take a bite and then you go outside. It's basically for containing a quarterback who likes to run a lot.
Catch. On one. Down. Right. Shuffle. Sit. Homework. Good. Not bad. Not bad.
It's pretty good form.
A few high fives to end it off.
I've always had this this notion that if we can get a ring, that you remember that everything in that year for the rest of your life. Because I remember a lot of things from '92. I remember a lot of things from the rest of the years. And like my memories are most vivid in '92 than any other year because of all the celebration. And this year has actually started to overcome it. And I know the fellas on the team, they really want this ring bad. And I know that that's something you can't take away from them if you get that. And that's what we're really striving for.
Well, his teammates like to kid him that Vastis isn't the fastest, but he's a good one. Well, these fans are awaiting the construction of their skybox here at University Stadium, but they'll have to make do with this tree for now. We'll be back with more right after this.
$140 channels, nothing on.
There's plenty on if you're watching us tonight. They're on the run from alien forces.
With all their technology, I don't know why they don't just come down and take over the world.
Dark Skies. Then at 9,
this is so cool.
The Pretender takes 4. At 10, the Profiler delves into the mind of a killer.
Going insane isn't easy.
Spend tonight on the edge of your seat with CHTV 11.
Interact Direct Payment is now available just about everywhere. Which makes your daily errands that much easier in this dog-eat-dog world. Interact Direct Payment, smarter than cash.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over your local phone company's regular rates with no restrictions. Introducing the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan. We don't tell you when or where to call. There's no minimum spending, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings, no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 30 free minutes to call anywhere in the world, from Halifax to Hong Kong, absolutely free. Call 1-800-575-6000 for your 25% savings, plus 30 free minutes to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
Hi, I'm Darren.
And I'm Jen from Waterloo.
And now for the college hits of the week. Go, yeah, little! Go, Warriors, go!
Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Don't like what you got, why don't you change it? If your world is all screwed up, rearrange it. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. Raise a little hell, raise a little hell, raise a little hell. If you don't like what you see, why don't you fight it? If you know there's something wrong, why don't you write it?
The foul line's a special place. It's a quiet place. No one's stopping you but yourself. Some players get religion there. Some talk to themselves. I do the heart thing. Because I believe if your power comes from your heart, you will succeed. Hey, I'm talking about life.
Hi, I'm Jackie. So, you want to know why people keep coming back to the Keg Steakhouse? Well, lots of reasons. Dave's one reason, or his fabulous steak. Of course, it could be our delicious prime rib. And naturally, our great keg service. Well, I could go on, but great steaks and good friends, it feels right to me.
They're the people in your province. You call them mom or sis or your best friend. With AT&T Canada, you could call them anytime and save more than 50% over your local phone company's regular rates. Introducing AT&T Canada True Choice Province. It's a simple flat rate savings plan that gives you freedom like never before. You get 1 hour of talk time per month within your home province for only $9.95. Which means you could save more than 50% over regular local rates, plus 25% savings on out-of-province calls. And if you sign up now, we'll give you 30 minutes free. Dial 1-800-575-4444 to get your simple flat rate savings, plus 30 free minutes. Or ask about our other choices.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anyone you want in the province, but call us first.
Welcome back to University Stadium. Halftime score, Guelph Griffins and the Waterloo Warriors are tied 7 apiece in the OUAA championship game. Here's a recap of how the scoring was put on the board. Eric Bigos, Waterloo Warriors. A result of a turnover, they drove down into field goal range and Eric Bigos flunked it through the uprights and he came back for another three-pointer moments later. Eric Bigos also booming some big punts. Guelph, Nathan Body in for Wally Gabler at quarterback, connected with Kyle Walters on a 45-yard touchdown strike. It was 7-6. Waterloo added a single point for a 7-7 tie. And with me now is Neil Lumsden. And Neil, so far, I guess pretty much what we expected so far. Some good hits. And Waterloo not passing the ball yet. But Guelph Griffins, again, with some steady play in the first half as well.
Well, I guess evenly matched is exactly what we would expect. They're very different football teams and what they do and the types of offenses they run, as I said at the beginning of the show. But they're very tough. I mean, this is a very physical game, and that's what you expect right now. I don't know whether, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a big play that's going to break this thing wide open or a grinding situation where Waterloo drives it down. or Guelph puts together some nice balance on their offenses. They've done a couple times to move the football. It'll be interesting to see what does determine who wins this game.
Well, we saw in the first half both teams taking advantage of turnovers, and we'll go to the Tim Hortons halftime stats board. I mentioned the lack of a passing attack for Waterloo, 0 yards.
Yeah, it's tough to look at this and see 0 yards passing, and when he has thrown the ball, it's been picked off, and I think that's going to have to change. And whether it's coming off the play action off the option and throwing the ball to the running backs, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I think they've got to be able to move the football, because Guelph has done a nice job defending, but not over-defending that option.
Well, Tuffy Knight mentioned he wasn't too happy with the execution, but what he has been happy with is the fact that his team has been able to at least get some turnovers, and Eric Bigos is always there to put through a field goal for him.
Well, when you get the opportunity to score, as Mark McIntyre gave his team here on this interception, you've got to take advantage of it. And I think we'll see more big defensive plays as this game goes on.
Now, Wally Gabler was unable to continue. He started the game at quarterback, has a damaged hand, was unable to continue. So Nathan Body went in.
Well, Kyle Walters is used sparingly on offense. He starts at safety, but he comes in big play situations, and there's none bigger than this. He hooks up with Body on a flat out and down pattern and then catches the Waterloo defense off guard.
Now, a few times Waterloo has put a lot of pressure on Nathan Body, and this is the result of pressure on this play.
Well, a pressure in some cases can be as good as a sack, and in this case I think it's even better because it forces Body to throw falling back off his back foot, not probably seeing exactly what's going on downfield because he is getting pushed back, and as you said, Trevor Trott picks off another one.
Now, Waterloo, Ryan Wilkinson, bad decision near the end of the half.
Oh, a terrible decision. He's rolling out, and you're going to get a pretty good chance. This is a great view to see what you see downfield. This is great hustle by Gallo coming across and getting to that open area where the ball was being thrown to.
Now we're going to come back and set this up because we mentioned there have been some big hits in the first half, none bigger than this. This was right near the end of the first half.
Well, the kids move away from the TV, and viewer discretion is advised here because this is a hit.
We're going to have a listen to this one. That was Waterloo all-star running back. The conference #1 pick is an MVP. Jarrett Smith laying out Ryan Strom.
Well, Strom bounces up. I got to give him a lot of credit. He's one tough guy. But Smith comes down, was downfield, peels back to give his quarterback a couple more yards by laying a shot on someone. And I know as a player, you never want to have your heels up even with your shoulder pads. And that's exactly where he was after that hit. Ryan Strom absorbed the blow. Jarrett Smith, that's a hell of a block.
All right, thanks very much, Neil. We're going to be back with 30 more minutes of football to decide the Yates Cup champion.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over your local phone company's regular rates with no restrictions. Introducing the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan. We don't tell you when or where to call. There's no minimum spending, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings, no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 30 free minutes to call anywhere in the world, from Halifax to Hong Kong, absolutely free. Call 1-800-575-6000 for your 25% savings, plus 30 free minutes to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
Boy, the kids sure are quiet.
They're reading and listening. To what? To Winnie the Pooh.
Remember growing up with the classic stories of Winnie the Pooh? Well, now your kids can enjoy them too. Each story is brought to life with a beautifully illustrated hardcover book and accompanying audio cassette. On each tape are 2 classic tales of Winnie the Pooh adventures. Follow and laugh along at the misadventures of all your favorite Pooh characters. Piglet, Tigger, Rabbit, Kanga, Little Roo, Eeyore, Owl, Christopher Robin, and of course, Winnie the Pooh.
Look, Winnie got his head stuck in the honey jar.
Not only do the stories spark the imagination, but are a wonderful tool for learning.
Could I beat this one team, Mommy?
Sure you could.
Any one of these 4 great Winnie the Pooh classics for only $9.99 each from K-Tel.
Available at Zellers, Kmart, Home Hardware, V&S, True Value, Pro Hardware. Makes an ideal gift.
And welcome back to the 1996 Yates Cup Championship, emblematic of OUAA football supremacy. It is the oldest contested trophy in all of North America. And just a reminder, next week, Celebration Week, the Churchill Bowl, but on the Friday night preceding, the 1996 OUAA Legends Banquet inductee dinner. Should be a great time. Jamie Bone, outstanding player with the Western Mustangs. Joe Kroll, of course, with the Western Mustangs as well. Bill Bewley by way of varsity. Eric Walter by way of varsity, and McGill and Tuffy Knight, of course, with Laurier and with Waterloo, will honor the 72-73 Laurier Golden Hawks. There is the ticket information. A gala evening next Friday night right here in Waterloo. Tuffy Knight slightly perturbed at the end of the first half. His team not sticking to fundamentals. We'll see what happens here in the second half. Sean Dyson down to one knee. The whistle sounds, and Waterloo will have it 1st and 10. Ball in around the 30, make it the 26-yard line as Guelph sets up defensively, and Waterloo likewise by way of their offensive 12. Ryan Wilkinson, starting quarterback in his 2nd season out of Uxbridge Secondary. Drilled hard in a loss earlier this season to the Laurier Golden Hawks, but what a tough competitor he is. Bruce spleen, partially separated left shoulder, has yet to miss a beat in 1996. Wilkinson airs it out. Right-hand side, hammer in on the coverage. The intended receiver was Adrian Thorne. Straying from the game plan a wee bit right there.
Well, I think you've got to show a defense that you're willing to go deep, that you want to stretch them, that you're not afraid to throw the ball downfield. I mean, that's great coverage by Hammer. He keeps the receiver. Thorne to his outside. The ball had to be thrown perfectly to become a reception, but that wasn't to happen. But still, you've got to show different parts of what you can do on offense, and I don't think that's a bad play.
Wilkinson has yet to complete a pass in today's ball game. He is 0 for 5. Good protection, has time, throws the ball and nearly caught. Chris Amy, the intended receiver. Well, Neil, normally we talk about the keys to victory in the first half, but here we are in the second half. We're all tied up at 7. What are the keys to victory?
Well, as the year's gone on, I've given you my thoughts, but this week I asked the coaches. And quite simply, Tuffy said, we can't turn the ball over like last week when the ball was turned over by Western 9 times. We can't put ourselves in that position. Second thing Tuffy said is we have special teams. We've got to win the special teams battles, and kicking the ball, as you're seeing Bigo set up to get ready to do now. That's an advantage because that's plus yards. And third is ball control. We've got to move the ball in different ways, eat up that clock as only Waterloo can do.
Bigos punts from his 15. A high, deep driving punt. Back to the 40 is Matt Hammer. Hammer to the 45, to the 50, and up to the 51. And what they've lost with a knee injury to Brad Bunn, Matt Hammer's picked up the slack. All right, the keys to victory here as far as head coach Dan McNally is concerned.
Well, once again, putting him on the spot in our conference call, he says defend the run. But not only the run, the option, which are 3 people he's got to take care of, but don't overplay it. And don't give up the big play on defense. When these guys hooked up early in the year, they let a couple of big passes go by. He didn't want that to happen again today, and he didn't think it would. And quite simply, we've got to outwork our opponent. Today it's Waterloo. We have to beat them on all special teams. Cover, punting the football, everything. He says that's also very important.
Stam, gain limited to 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. It's Kevin Pressburger, and plenty of help defensively from the Waterloo defensive line in to help out. Pressburger by way of the rush-in position.
I've been very impressed this year with all the teams and the linebackers and their front 7. You know, I've seen a lot of guys, big men, young men, be able to move with great feet and mobility, be able to get to the football, and then when they get there, make something happen and deliver a hit.
Nobody's fat anymore as well, Neil. These kids are in shape.
Oh, they're in shape, all right.
Body completes the play. Walters up over the middle. There is a flag on the play in the Guelph offensive backfield. Hi, this is competitive.
Oh, they're duking it all right. Let's see him do the moonwalk now. He was dancing earlier. He's not down. Oh, he's down.
This is going to go against the Waterloo Warriors, and the sideline battle is broken up for the time being.
I got to give the edge to the guy with the sword, though, don't you? I mean, that could have been dinner tonight.
That beak is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all coming down to sideline field position for those guys as well. You stay to your side, I'll stay to my side. The Griffins 1st and 10. Ball for Waterloo, 44-yard line. No disguising this play. It's Stan up the middle for 2. 2nd down and 8.
Well, 58 Al Lang did a nice job of getting in there quickly and taking Stam off his course and his pattern. And Stam had a cut back inside the rest of the Waterloo defense. Swarmed the ball. Look at this. Al Lang comes through real quick right here. Just enough to slow up the running back and allow his partners to come and help out.
Stan has carried the ball for 13 carries today, 43 yards. Jason Van Giel, a veteran from Catholic Central in London, an All-Canadian last year, sets up defensively for the Warriors. Body double pumps. Through into traffic. Hoyer Jr., tremendous job from his cornerback spot there to break it up. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, that double pump was probably a good idea, but even then, after he pulled it back and reloaded, he wasn't in a great throwing position. You saw the result. Look at this. He's got a hand in his face, number 51. Kevin Pressburger, again, getting close enough to bother not only the arm motion, but the view. That hand goes up in front of a quarterback's face. Makes it tough to see where the heck you're throwing the football.
Gabler's punt, bobbled. Adrian Thorne taken back to the 11-yard line. And back on field, Ryan Wilkinson with 11 minutes and 4 seconds to play here in a 7-0 run, the 3rd quarter.
I think Waterloo's got to get Jarrett Smith back in this game in a big way. He is the guy in that football team that makes things happen on offense. And I don't know if it's going to be pitching it to him or in the search situation where they hand off the ball to him straight. Get the Eddie Kim, Jarrett Smith show going again.
There's Jarrett. Eddie Kim, 6 carries for 54 yards in the first half. He is the leading ground gainer for both these teams here this afternoon. Eddie Kim, the football, 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, you can rely on your punter so many times to get yourself out of a bad situation with respect to field position, but Waterloo's got to step forward here, their offense does, and create a better opportunity and allow Bigos, if they do have to punt them in or so, to be able to punt downfield a little bit further and put Guelph back in their part of the field.
Pass is complete to Adrian Thorne in the flat, and hammer time as Matt prevents him from getting enough yardage for the 1st down.
Well, he really did. Thorne was trying to, and you could see him know where the 1st down marker is. He knew where he had to go, and Hammer comes in and just literally puts a shot on him where he's trying to reach his upper body. This is a nice play by Hammer, and where he positions the hit. There. Let's go, Warriors! It's nice pursuit in the football.
Adrian Thorne, another all-star season by way of Montreal, 24 catches. He averaged 14.1 yards per catch. Not a bad job on a team that normally doesn't throw the football that often. Yes. Yes.
Well, 3rd and short. They've got some extra meat in there up front.
Hey, this is a gamble.
It's a big play.
3rd and 1 from the Waterloo 23-yard line. 1st down, Waterloo. The keeper by the quarterback who called his own number. And the yardsticks will move.
Well, you can't let it get personal. Little pointing fingers there. The damage that you would like to inflict on a defense isn't done one-on-one, it's done by the team. It's done by your performance. It's tough. I mean, it's easy again to sit up here and say don't get riled up, but you really have to maintain your focus on what the goal is as a group of 12 of you, not what just happened.
Wilkinson will keep. Taken down nicely out of bounds at the Waterloo sidelines. That could have been a lot worse. Bill Brown, Nick Gallo, and a swarm of other players in on the tackle.
Now, if you're watching that play and at home you're looking at, I think it was Bill Brown, number 29, who was with the pitch man saying, turn around, leave him, make the tackle. No, you're not supposed to. You've got to stick with the man that who you're responsible for. See 29? He's supposed to stay in Smith's pocket like he's his wallet. Don't turn and see what's going on, because that ball can come out of the quarterback's hand at any time. And sure enough, when you look to see what's going on, that ball will get pitched and your guy's gone. That's good defense.
The gain was 5 yards, second down and 5. Pass is complete into the flat. Colin Alley with the reception, and that should be a first down.
Well, completing some short passes, I think will do a lot for Ryan Wilkinson's confidence after that first half of having little, or should I say no success, throwing the ball downfield.
Colin caught 6 balls this past season for 88 yards. He was the second go-to guy besides Adrian Thorne. First and 10, Waterloo ball at their 37. Flag on the play. Jarrett Smith finally gets his hands back on the football. Vastis in on the tackle. Strom there as well from his linebacking spot, along with defensive back Bill Brown.
In other words, they had a team meeting right around Jarrett Smith. That's the way you got to do it to stop him.
They've had several team meetings this past week about Jarrett Smith in particular. First down, Waterloo. And 5 yards to go. Ball at the 42-yard line. Wilkinson flushed out of the pocket by Oxley. He'll ground one. Down to the sidelines and Ken Welch.
Okay, with me is Sean Dyson. Sean, with Nathan Body in there as opposed to Wally Gabler, what do you have to do? Anything differently on defense?
No, it's just a matter of getting to our zones, getting to our drops proper. And once people are covered, it doesn't matter who's our quarterback. If you got them covered, you can't throw it. I mean, they're both talented, both really good at what they do. So as long as we get to what we're supposed to be, that's all we can do.
All right. Sean Dyson, very good at what he does, an all-star.
Neil, 4 years ago this weekend, Sean Dyson, a part of the 1992 National Junior Champions with the Ottawa Sooners, and would dearly love to go out this year with a Vanier Cup triumph as well. Wilkinson off the bobbled snap, gets it away, and not a moment too soon. In on the tackle, plenty of pressure there as well.
Well, Brent Dallimore, I think, is the guy who got the penetration, and on a diving effort, trips up Ryan Wilkinson.
Kip Zavitz had that ball drilled directly into his beak.
Watch this. It's like fastball. It's a heck of a play by Dallimore.
And Herrick B goes back to punt as Guelph sets up here to exert some pressure. Dan Conroy, the lone deep back here for the Griffins. Pin the years back, and Eric will have to unleash this ball in a hurry. Van Giel back to protect him in a blocking position here. Bobbled snap, just gets it away, and not a bad punt at that. A Waterloo bounce will find Conroy take it back inside his 25-yard line. Conroy to the 24, and no further. 6 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the third quarter. A defensive duel here in the 1996 1996 Yates Cup. We're tied at 7 from Waterloo.
If you have ever played the game or dreamed of playing it, been hit by a freight train or been that freight train, if you have ever danced with a true love, then you know the feeling of playing football. And if you have truly played the game, you know there is only one football, Wilson. The National Football League, the Canadian Football League, the OUAA, where football is played and always played with Wilson, the official football.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over your local phone company's regular rates with no restrictions. Introducing the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan. We don't tell you when or where to call. There's no minimum spending, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings, no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 30 free minutes to call anywhere in the world, from Halifax to Hong Kong, absolutely free. Call 1-800-575-6000 for your 25% savings, plus 30 free minutes to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
The Guelph Griffins were the 1st and 10 in a tied ball game here in the 3rd quarter. 6 minutes and 44 seconds to play. 1st and 10 Griffins, ball back at their 25-yard line. The handoff to Jared Stam. Stam will hurdle his way up to 32-yard line. The head coach in his 10th season of the Guelph Griffins is Dan McNally. I asked Dan prior to game time today, how do the 96 Griffins compare with the 87 and 92 teams that he was able to get to the Yates Cup Championship Finals?
Well, it's very difficult to do that with any accuracy. Every team sort of shapes its own personality as it goes through a year. This team is very much different in the way it plays the game, and as far as its attitude, again, it's a little bit different. It's a very quiet, focused team, not as vocal perhaps, not as outwardly spirited, but very quiet confidence at this point.
1-7 last year. You come up and have a terrific year so far. This, I would have to think, in your 10-year coaching career at Guelph, have to be your most gratifying of seasons.
That's about the most accurate way to put that, I think, Paul. It's been very gratifying. We sort of took the attitude that, well, let's pretend that we have a 16-game season, and it started in the fall of 1995. And for the guys who didn't get a chance to be on this team, who were with us last year, they did a lot of the groundwork, and they hung tough, even though it was their last year of eligibility. So a lot of this success this season goes back to what those guys were able to do last year.
Rob McMurran from Essex District High School, a first-team All-Star this year, back in on the tackle. He replaced one of the All-Canadians from a year ago in the Schoenecker brothers, and what a tandem they were. Both have graduated. And it is going to be 2nd down and 8. So Nathan Boddy getting a first real start here. He has seen activity this past season, but having problems perhaps reading the defenses that Wally Gabler may have an easier time of because of his inactive use from the quarterback position, reading those blitzes. Kent Wigmore with his first pass thrown to him today. In on the tackle was Tony Garland, and that was a hit that jarred the ball free.
Well, the only reason that ball wasn't caught is Tony Garland. I mean, Wigmore had his position and he had the catch, but because of Garland's body position on the hit and Wigmore turning and exposing his chest, it's tough to protect the ball when your chest is facing the hitter. As you can see right here, Garland came in a perfect position and used his right arm to strip through the upper face and the chest of the receiver.
Fondly known on this Waterloo football team as Caveman because he likes to hit. Tony Garland, 2-time OUAA All-Star. The ball takes a Waterloo bounce, and diving ahead is Adrian Thorne. The gratuitous no-yard flags on the play, and Waterloo's field position will enhance even further here with 4:21 to play in the 3rd.
Well, the punters also have to be cognizant that when they're kicking in that direction, The wind is still blowing significantly. And if the ball gets in the air, it's going to bounce. Now, not a bad thought as a punter to get your keister downfield to get on the football.
Oh, what'd you get? Chicken nugget. What?
Wendy's 6-piece crispy chicken nuggets are such a great deal at $1.99.
Help yourself.
Everybody's eating them. After all, you get 6 tender pieces that are crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. Delicious with one of Wendy's 4 savory sauces. At $1.99, they're such a great deal. You might want to buy 2.
It's quite possibly the best deal in chicken.
Wendy's 6-piece crispy chicken nuggets, now just $1.99.
Like a rock. 6 World Series. 6 basketball seasons. 6 hockey playoffs. 6 football seasons. And just 1 tune-up after 160,000 kilometers. Vortec engines. One more reason to drive a Chevy truck. Chevy trucks.
Interact Direct Payment. It's just like using a banking machine. Same card, same PIN number, same buttons to press. Interact Direct Payment. Smarter than cash.
Welcome back. Welcome to a gorgeous day at University Stadium in Waterloo, the 1996 Yates Cup Championship. No stranger to Yates Cup success. Neil Lumsden with the Ottawa GGs. Pleasant memories here?
Oh, it's wonderful. This whole season is in being around the atmosphere and the level of excellence in this football, college football is outstanding. And seeing plays like that.
Wendell Adams, pardon me, just took a shot at Ryan Wilkinson with an official right there, and Ryan wanted a flag throw.
Well, as they say, if you want something done, do it yourself. Walk over to the official and yank it out of his pants yourself.
3 minutes and 42 seconds to play in the third quarter. Second down and 3. Ball inside Guelph territory at the 50-yard line. And the Saskatchewan Huskies appear set to head east, and specifically here to University Stadium to play the winner of next week's game. Jared Smith is jarred after a gain of 1. It'll be third down.
Well, Nick Gallo, they teach you linebacker to read and not wait for the back to come to you, but step up, get your keister low, and explode up into the running back. And if we could isolate on this guy and use it for a training film, Nick Gallo did that right there in the pack, and he drives, comes up through the running back, and drives him back, and then tells him so.
A little bit of trash talk out there today, but no shortage of respect. Eric Powell and Adam Sheriff Scott going head-to-head the entire day, and after a couple of plays previous, shook each other's hands and went their respective ways.
Well, if you're going to talk, you better be able to back it up. The guy you're talking to, you want to talk to him when he's on his back, not when he's standing beside you.
And Eric Beagle's having a tremendous day, keeping his ball team in contention and with outstanding field position, and likewise have pinned the opposition in a hole. Lack of focus grabbing that snap, gets it away, and it's Matt Hammer at the 20. Hammer has run, he's up to the 30, to the 40, 45 to 50, and tackled inside Waterloo territory at the 50-yard line. Matt Hammer, the special teams ace late here in the 96 campaign for Guelph. No flags.
Yeah, I was just looking around. Well, he's very deceptive speed. Matt Hammer returns another punt, gives Guelph offense great position.
Hustle, man. Hard work pays. Work at it from the time you can pick up a ball. Let's go. Let's drills. Swing it. Defense. Swing it again. Hustle. Give it back. Give it back to me. Whatever it takes. Then you make it to the pros. And one day you get your own basketball shoe commercial. What do? Be funny? Be a superhero? Nah, I'll be Haywood Workman.
What'd you get? Chicken nugget. Good?
Wendy's 6-piece crispy chicken nuggets are such a great deal at $1.99.
Help yourself.
Everybody's eating them. After all, you get 6 tender pieces that are crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. Delicious with one of Wendy's 4 savory sauces. At $1.99, that's such a great deal. You might want to buy 2.
It's quite possibly the best deal in chicken.
Wendy's 6-piece crispy chicken nuggets, now just $1.99.
And a week today, right here at University Stadium, it is the national semifinal, otherwise known as the Churchill Bowl, the OUAA champion, taking on the Canada West champion, and all indications pointing toward #1 ranked Saskatchewan coming town for what should be an outstanding football game. There's the number to call for tickets. And if Waterloo gets into this ball game, the place will be packed. If Guelph gets in, it should be packed as well. Jarrett Stam with an opening. Jarrett Stam, one man to beat, down the sidelines and taken out of bounds. What a great play defensively as Tony Garland was there to trip him up.
Well, Tuffy Knight talked about execution in giving respect and credit to Guelph. But watch this. You're going to see a key block downfield. Stam does his thing right here. But watch very carefully. Number 88 right there makes the block and allows Stam to go in and pop it outside. And if not for good hustle by Tony Garland, Stam takes it all the way. That's execution at all levels. Offensive line, carrying the football, and downfield blocking by your receivers.
We're all tied up at 7-7. 1 minute and 41 seconds to play in the third quarter. Jarrett Stam, little Vastis, he takes it in across the 30 to the 29. And at the end of today's ball game, I'm checking out the math here. You know something? I've got to get my mathematics up to snuff. That is a 2-yard gain. It's up to the 25 from the 27. Stay tuned at the conclusion of today's ball game for the Chevrolet Player of the Game Presentation Award. Chevrolet tried, tested, and true. A potential nominee right here in Jarrett Stam.
And as I've said before, a nice ride. I'll tell you what, they better put a helmet on Kevin Presper. No one blocked him the last time. He's not the guy you don't want to block.
Body for Kyle Walters. And given what happened in the first half, Walters attracted a swarm of black jerseys, and it's going to be field goal time coming up here for Christian Stringer. However, the wind blowing directly into his face.
Sorry, I'm just thinking that, and I'm certainly not going to assume this is what he did, but Nathan Body, I got to think after he threw that ball went, oh, geez, because that was in the wrong spot. He and Walters had not had the right communication. And that, again, may be a part of not having enough reps in the week prior to or all year long with respect to the offense.
All the scoring in today's ball game has transpired in the first quarter. The second quarter was scoreless, and here's a field goal opportunity here in the latter stages of the third. It goes wide, and Adrian Thorne content to run it out. And a dangerous play as he holds on to the football and concedes the single. So Christian Stringer is wide, but Guelph does hold on for the single point to break open a 7-0 draw. And with 24 seconds to play, Guelph on top, 8-7.
Good job, boys. Great cover.
And Waterloo with a 1st and 10 opportunity. Ball will come from their 35-yard line. 24 seconds to play in the third quarter. Both teams concentrating on playing error-free football here. They don't want to give this championship away. Eddie Kim, the fullback, a couple of yards before he's driven back, and 2 seconds to play in the third quarter. Vanier Cup trivia. Last week, June Murphy of Willowdale, Ontario, correctly responded to our question. She wins a pair of tickets to the Vanier Cup and a Via Rail transportation package priced at $250. Today's question, name the trophy that the OUAA champions will play for next week. If you know the answer, send it to Vanier Cup Trivia, 1 Blue Chase Way, Suite 2600, Toronto, Ontario, M5E 1J3. Final play of the third quarter here, and Ryan Wilkinson pumps and looks downfield and overthrows the intended receiver as he was dumped. Adrian Thorne downfield along with downtown Bill Brown. 45 minutes has gone by the wayside. It's a one-point ball game as we head to the fourth quarter of play. Guelph on top as they lead Waterloo 8-7.
If you like the taste of double cheeseburgers, come to Arby's for the bigger taste of our new Double Arby Deluxe. A taste this much bigger, because it has double helpings of Arby's seasoned roast beef, topped with double layers of processed Swiss for a taste that's this much bigger than a double cheeseburger. Maybe even this much bigger. Try the new Double Arby Deluxe at Arby's in Canada and taste why it's better here. And try Arby's home-style fries. Tastes so good you'll never eat ordinary fries again.
If you have ever played the game or dreamed of playing it, been hit by a freight train or been that freight train, if you have ever danced with a true love, then you know the feeling of playing football. And if you have truly played the game, you know there is only one football, Wilson. The National Football League, the Canadian Football League, the OUAA, where football is played and always played with Wilson, the official football.
And welcome back. Homecoming weekend on the Waterloo campus. 5,000 fans on hand for the Naismith Basketball Classic. But hey, there's a football game to be played, and your team is in it as well, so an added bonus for the black and gold. The Griffins set up here for the return. Two deep backs for Guelph. Bigos will get the punt away. Matt Hammer will watch it bounce, promptly pick it up, and send it upfield to the 50, and no room to maneuver on that previous play. Well, we've talked about the OUAA Legends Hall of Fame dinner next Friday night, and the Guelph Griffins and a part of them are en route to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame in Hamilton. The Griffin Lair, one of the outstanding dressing rooms in Canada, and selected by a committee, the Canadian Football Hall of Fame for entrance this year, on display, and special help as well to defensive coordinator Pat Tracy for this honor.
The University of Guelph locker room was chosen from a nationwide competition. It's called the University Challenge. It was offered by the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. It'll be done in May of '97, a new edition called the Hands-On Zone, going into the Hall of Fame, and they're going to profile our locker room. A lot of tradition, over 100 years of football, and as you see by some of the photos, we try to highlight that so that the young guys understand that they're not the first ones to come through the doors and not the last ones to go out the door. And hopefully along the way they'll all add to the mystique and tradition of the football program.
What a great contributor to university football, and specifically at Guelph. Pat, a defensive back with the 1984 Vanier Cup champion Griffins, and his dad last week inducted, if I'm correct, into the into a Baseball Hall of Fame, and we're going to have to get the correct answer, Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame for his work. So, young Pat and his dad, Hall of Famers here in 1996. Congratulations to you both. Nathan Body's pass is nearly intercepted, and should have been. Gord Fawcett. A leaky Fawcett as he wasn't able to hold on to that football, and 13:36 to play in the fourth quarter. Guelph still holding on to an 8-7 lead.
Well, again, Body throwing that ball with a flick of a wrist. He doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look like he's getting a chance to get, maybe he's getting a chance to get set, but he's not getting himself set to throw the football. And if the Waterloo defense is giving him different reads and alignments before the snap of the ball, his lack of on-field experience this year in games may be working against him a little bit. And that's a heck of a punt.
Best punt of the day by Gabler and McGregor, and now Thorne with the football. Thorne up to the 8-yard line and driven back by the Griffin swarm. Chris Campoya in on the tackle with help as well. So Guelph here with outstanding field position from a defensive perspective, and Waterloo literally in the shadows of the goalposts.
Well, a good punt in a good punting situation with great coverage can be a great offensive weapon. And as it is right here, it's going to put Ryan Wilkinson in this offense into a must situation. In other words, not necessarily score, but they better move the ball away from the shadows of their goalpost.
Well, Guelph has done a pretty good game in terms of run defense, and that passing statistic is major. He threw for 288 yards earlier this season in the win over Guelph. Not getting that air attack here today, so Guelph in good shape, specifically here, and there they go again. That defensive line with help from the linebackers have shut Jared Smith and Eddie Kim down for the better part of today's ball game.
Well, we've mentioned their names singularly, but Camboya, Oxley, Dallimore, and Vastis have done an excellent job, as you're going to see right here, of stuffing the holes and the gaps. I mean, you're in the middle, you're flipping and throwing your big body all over the place to get in the way, hoping the support comes from you, the guy beside you, and that's what happens. I mean, Jeremy Oxley there wasn't part of the tackle, but he's throwing that 300-plus pounds in there to make Jared Smith find another place to run, and that's where his teammates come in.
Foundation at Glendale Secondary in Tilsonbrook this year in much better shape for him having graduated. Now he's Guelph's problem. He is a big load.
Well, he's a load that they're having a hard time moving out of there along with those other three guys.
12 minutes and 13 seconds to play. Is he not a grocery store's dream? I mean, that's a lot of produce right there.
Sponsored by Fortino's, maybe?
There is a potential.
Sure.
We may get grocery stores to come on in and individually sponsor players.
Well, I'll tell you, joking aside, for a first-year guy coming out of high school, he's excelled and learned very quickly and has been a big part of this defense this year. And I don't mean that joking. I mean, he's contributed in many ways to help them be as tough as they are.
Without doubt, Bigos from his goal line. A driving punt. Matt Hammer back at the 50. Hammer back the other way. Inside the 40-yard line. Kind of looked like one of those squirrels that crosses the road and decides to go all the way back. Paid off there for Matt Hammer.
Well, he's got some great feet. He makes good decisions, too. And I like the fact that when he doesn't dance around. He gets, maybe that's the defensive back mentality, and he just, you know, I might as well go knock somebody over. If I'm not going to get a chance to get to the wall or the return area, just get my head upfield and make some people pay. Tell you what, you put him back there, you get a healthy Brad Bunn, I'll tell you. That's scary.
Wally Gabler's punt combined with tough defense have provided the Guelph Griffins here with some of their best field position of the entire day. First and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line. Body has time, threads the needle and completes the pass. Kip Wigmore, first down, Guelph.
Wigmore's first catch, and it couldn't come at a better time. It gets into the plus territory. I got to give some credit to Nathan Body, though. He was going to take a shot and did take a shot from Jason Van Giel as he delivers the ball. Good play action, people. Watch this. He's looking down the teeth of the linebacker. Wigmore finds the soft spot, and they're now in not what I like to call the green zone. It's the go zone. It's the money zone. It's not the red zone.
The glass is half full.
That's right.
You're a positive guy. Neil Carnegie. Jared Stan looking for the end zone. Across the 10 and ties up to the 8. The gain is 8 yards. It'll be second down and 2.
Well, Stan bounces this outside exceptionally well, and his quickness and speed gets him positive yardage. Earlier in the game, I commented on Brad Bunn made a nice block downfield. This time, he made a nice no block. He did not put himself or his team in jeopardy by trying to stretch and getting ahead in front of someone when it wasn't a legal block. You'll see downfield number 88 just will back off. No sense of even trying. Why get a clipping penalty when your running back's going to get you a first down? That's smart football.
It has been a defensive battle this afternoon, but the Guelph Griffins, by way of Nathan Body, have at least provided some balance. They have been able to pass the football at times. Ryan Wilkinson has not been able to do that.
That's right. That diversity. I mean, Waterloo can run all over you if that option of theirs and all the aspects and components of the option are working well. But if you can shut it down like Guelph has done today, you've got to be able to rely on something else. That something else, as we're seeing from Guelph, is throwing the football.
It's a first down for the Griffins. First and goal from the 7. Stan Same area, Stam inside, just shy of the end zone. Sees hit hard at the 1. What a running back he is, weaving his way inside and out. A very silent day for this man, but approaching 100 yards on the day. We'll update that statistic in just a moment.
Well, you see Tony Garland, he's the guy that saves the touchdown and keeps Stam out of the end zone on a goal line head-on collision. We're not talking about crash test dummies here. This is the real thing. These guys, look at this. That's just unloading, keeping your legs moving, and that hurt.
Yeah, and you're up here.
Yeah.
Jared Stam, 21 carries, 102 yards officially. Over 100 yards for the day. It's second down and goal. Body, hands on, Stam into the end zone, untouched. The Guelph Griffins extend their lead.
Great execution on all parts of this. Offensive line seals the corner. Wigmore in his motion seals even more of that corner. And because the ball is given to the running back, Stam so deep, he gets a chance to make a good decision. There are some options for him.
Christian Swinger converts and extends Guelph's lead to 8 points, 15-7. Jared Stam with only the second touchdown of the day, but Guelph has got them back. Kyle Walters with the first, and the second-year graduate from Barry Innisdale, hip hopping away, and with 9:28 to play, Guelph that far away from another Yates Cup championship. They lead Waterloo 15-7 here in the Yates Cup.
The foul line's a special place. It's a quiet place. No one's stopping you but yourself. Some players get religion there. Some talk to themselves. I do the heart thing. Because I believe if your power comes from your heart, you will succeed. Hey, I'm talking about life.
Boy, the kids sure are quiet.
They're reading and listening. To what? To Winnie the Pooh.
Remember growing up with the classic stories of Winnie the Pooh? Well, now your kids can enjoy them too. Each story is brought to life with a beautifully illustrated hardcover book and accompanying audio cassette. On each tape are 2 classic tales of Winnie the Pooh adventures. Follow and laugh along at the misadventures of all your favorite Pooh characters. Piglet, Tigger, Rabbit, Kanga, Little Roo, Ehore, Owl, Christopher Robin, and of course, Winnie the Pooh.
Look, Winnie got his head stuck in the honey jar.
Not only do the stories spark the imagination, but are a wonderful tool for learning.
Could I read this one to you, Mommy?
Sure you could.
Any one of these 4 great Winnie the Pooh classics for only $9.99 each from K-Tel.
Available at Zellers, Kmart, Home Hardware, V&S, True Value, Pro Hardware. Makes an ideal gift.
Welcome back, head coach Dan McNally. And the Guelph Griffins looking for their second Yates Cup dating back to 1992. Lead Waterloo 15-7. 9 minutes and 28 seconds to play. Not yet gut check time for this Waterloo offense, but they've got to show a determination to throw the football effectively and have not been able to do so over the course of today's ball game.
Well, full marks to that Guelph defense after a great punt by Wally Gabler, pinning them low in their own zone within the 10-yard line. That defense came up huge on 2 big plays. And then a great drive by that Guelph offense. They used every part, every piece, every little bit of the puzzle to get in the end zone.
Andy McGregor trips at his 6. It has been a taxing day for the Waterloo defense. GST means Jared Stam touchdown. Ken Welch, back to you.
Thanks, Paul. I don't know whether my lips are working anymore, but Jarrett's legs are obviously working. Jarrett's sensational season for you. 11 touchdowns, and you've carried it on. You have a good feeling about today?
Oh, I have a great feeling. We're all pumped up. We're ready to go. Once again, Kip got me down the field. The O-line got me down the field, and we're clicking.
All right. Good season.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Thanks.
And that's that corner that I talked about. When you give the back deep enough, the ball deep enough, he can see what's going on. Now, if that gap was opened up inside, he would have taken it. But his quickness and his great lateral movement and feet allow him to bounce out and a hop, skip, and a jump in the end zone.
Ryan Wilkinson fumbles the football. The Griffins appear to have got it back. Big time turnover, and Guelph about to put the Waterloo Warriors away for good. What a turnover here deep inside Waterloo territory. First and goal, Griffins. Hey, this defense can hit.
I'll tell you what, the mark on Nick Gallo's helmet, the black on the right side, isn't from the turf. It's from laying shots on Waterloo players. Sort of a head-to-head meeting, if you will. That's huge. Huge defense. I mean, they're swarming the football. Right there, a little play action coming outside in 56. Chris Camboya is the man who makes it happen, and the guy who finishes it is Nick Gallo.
Body inside to a diving Jared Stam as he's pushed back to the 5. Second down and goal. The gain was 2. Clock continues to tick. 8 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Again, another big game and potential victory here generated almost in part by this Guelph defense. They have dictated the floor of today's ball game, and Guelph offensively have done just enough.
Oh, and their strategy has been excellent. More importantly, you can have great strategy, but if you don't execute, it isn't worth a damn. They've executed extremely well.
Nathan Brodie back to pass his time. Incomplete, but an interference call in the end zone. Adam Sheriff Scott applauding, so this may go against Jason Van Heel in Waterloo.
Well, Body had the time, and he was trying to watch and track Sheriff Scott if he was coming through the end zone. Here's a perfect view. Great throwing lane, but you see the interference.
Illegal contact with an eligible receiver. Waterloo, first down.
That's a great picture. You couldn't pick it up any better.
Three cracks upcoming here for the Guelph offensive line. On the 2-yard line. 7 minutes and 49 seconds to play in today's Yates Cup championship. Flag on the play. Jared Stam is into the end zone. It's a touchdown Guelph. However, it could be coming back. Procedure the call, but exactly against whom? It's against the Waterloo Warriors.
Jared Stam's a 42 vertical jump right there, I think, told me. It's against Waterloo. Well, pumped up doesn't quite cover it when Ken was talking to him. I think if there's anything more than pumped up, you're seeing it from Guelph.
A team of destiny, perhaps. The 1984 Guelph Griffins were certainly that and much more, en route to a national championship. Both teams entered play today on the virtue of 6 consecutive wins. This Guelph team, Neil, has progressively gotten better and better and better each week.
And we've had a chance to see them get better because we've had the opportunity to watch them play at home. And without question, their execution, you know, Tuffy said it earlier in the week in our conference call. He said they're getting better because their execution is getting better. They've got some great talent. We all know that. But great talent doesn't help you unless you know what to do with it. Here again, let's talk about Peter Partridge at the point of attack. Nice block, but the quick feet and the mobility of Jared Stam. He finds that gap. And he knows that's a big touchdown.
7 minutes and 36 seconds to play, and time's indeed tough here for head coach Tuffy Knight and his Waterloo Warriors. Number 2 ranked heading into the country. Guelph number 5 ranked. But the Griffins knocked off the number 2 ranked team last Saturday. May get to do it in 2 consecutive weeks.
Well, you talked about and you used the term gut check a little bit earlier. I'll tell you what, now is the time with respect to Waterloo.
Sean Dyson across the 20 to the 25. Dyson up to the 40, to the 45. Dyson out of bounds at the Guelph bench, so a big break here with time very much a factor for Waterloo. Field position is theirs, and back on field the offensive line and Ryan Wilkinson, the quarterback this team, but they need a touchdown quickly.
Well, that's a great return, Dyson. You can almost see after the ball left the tee, he wanted a chance to make something happen, and he did exactly that. Steps up inside the wedge and makes a cut to his left. Good blocking by everyone in that wedge. And away he goes. He wanted to make it happen, put his offense in a position where they could score quickly on a short field. He did that. Now, as you said, Ryan Wilkinson and this offense have to do the rest.
And the Warriors forced to pass, and Guelph knows it. Wilkinson, tremendous athletic ability, taken down at the 50 by Matt Hammer. And this is a defensive secondary that can converge on the football rather quickly.
Oh, they've been doing it all year. They play a lot of zone, and they've got to be able to respond and react. And when Ryan Wilkinson tucks the ball and goes, you got your hands full, because as we've mentioned before, he's not only a quarterback, he's another running back. But Matt Hammer showed that he may have been in the rodeo because he hog-tied him pretty good, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Back up a bit, Thor.
Second down and 6. The ball is tipped and the ball is caught. What a play. Incredible concentration, and Chris Amy comes up with what should be the first down here, and a big play by the slot back from Waterloo.
Well, as soon as that ball was tipped, I just thought, oh my goodness, just what they don't need. But if you're in the right position and you can make some things happen like this, as Chris Amy has done, he's kept that offense, or given that offense, another kick at the Cat, or another kick at the Griffin.
Ryan Strong in on the tackle. First and 10, ball at the Guelph 49-yard line. 5 minutes and 55 seconds to play. The quick pitch, the option. Jared Smith's pass intended for Thorne and is dropped. Right idea, not a well-thrown football, but Adrian thought he was interfered with. I thought he should have caught the football.
I thought he should have caught the football too. I mean, he positioned himself well to come back to it. You're right, it wasn't a great, the ball wasn't thrown great, but in this situation it doesn't have to be, because the receiver can now come back. A little bumping going on. I don't know. That's a ball I thought he was going to catch.
Second down and 10. Tuffy night. Historically, a run-oriented offense. And there have been critics, including yours truly, that says what happens when the weather gets rough and you've got to throw the football to get back into a football game. Tuffy says his man can do it. Evidence is such, but another drop pass by the All-Star and Adrian Thorne. It was low, but a ball that Adrian really should have caught.
Well, big pressure coming from Brent Dallymore, 58. And we'll look to, I'm not sure if it was a loop, but he came to the outside and back in, and Wilkinson had to step up and throw the football. The ball was low. There he is, sure he does. He loops around Oxley. Here he comes inside, he's not picked up. Wilkinson, quick throw, gets it off. You gotta catch that football.
Dan Conroy, Matt Hammer, the deep backs for Guelph. Eric B goes back at his 45-yard line. 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Another good punt from Eric. Hammer the 12, Hammer the 20, the 25. He's fumbled the football, and Kevin Pressburger has got it back for Waterloo. Hey, these guys aren't about to quit. No quit in Waterloo.
Well, Christmas came early under the tree there for Kevin Pressburger.
4 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Waterloo with a first and 10 at the 26.
If you have ever played the game or dreamed of playing it, been hit by a freight train or been that freight train, if you have ever danced with a true love, then you know the feeling of playing football. And if you have truly played the game, you know there is only one football, Wilson. The National Football League, the Canadian Football League, the OUAA, where football is played and always played with Wilson, the official football.
Hustle, man. Hard work pays. Work at it from the time you can pick up a ball. Let's go. Drills. Swing it. Defense. Swing it again. Hustle. Give it back. Give it back to me. Whatever it takes. Then you make it to the pros. And one day you get your own basketball shoe commercial. What do? Be funny? Be a superhero? Nah, I'll be Haywood Workman.
Somewhere beyond the sea.
Studies show that more of us are watching what we eat.
My lover stands on golden sand.
Nice view, isn't it?
Then watches the ships that go sailing somewhere.
4 minutes and 50 seconds to play. The 1996 Yates Cup Championship. Guelph in control. But are they? 1st and 10, Waterloo at the Guelph 26-yard line.
No, I love this. This is great football. This is exactly the way it's supposed to be, too.
Ryan Wilkinson airs it out. In behind the coverage. Touchdown, Waterloo. Adrian Thorpe. The All-Star redeems himself.
Unbelievable. Matt Hammer's coming up. He's limping. He hurt his ankle. But focus the attention on the offensive play, the catch by Adrian Thorne and the throw by Ryan Wilkinson. On just a few ticks of the clock, that was something.
This game is not over. Oh. All right, what do you do, Neil? We talked about this in the commercial break. Our producer-director, Phil LaChapelle, says go for the 2 points. They're going for the 2 points.
Well, momentum. They've got the momentum. Take advantage of it right now.
Big 2-point conversion here. Wilkinson throws, not complete. Now, here's what I said. I said kick the conversion. You'll have to get the 2 points sooner than later. Now it's a 22-13 ball game. 9 points is the difference. They need 2 more scores.
That's right. Well, just straight drop back as he showed just there in the 2-point conversion. Wilkinson takes 2 steps, quick set, then retreats a little bit more and puts it up. That's an excellent throw. Excellent throw, excellent catch. Now the question I'll ask you though, on a 2-point conversion, when you got a guy like Wilkinson who can run the football, do you not want to try to roll out?
An option.
Not necessarily an option run, but an option as in getting your quarterback outside, pressuring the corner so he can keep it and take it, or he can throw it in. Yeah, I'm not second guessing. I'm just looking at their abilities.
Wilkinson does provide you with those talents. Talents that the Guelph defense have to respect.
Yeah.
It's a 22-13 ball game, and as Neil alluded to, a few clicks taken off the clock in that previous touchdown. 4:30 to play, and Conroy has the football. Conroy wheels his way up to the 30, and it's 1st and 10, Guelph there.
Now Guelph's offense has done a great job when they've been given the ball 3 drives ago to drive for a touchdown. A very, very short field this last time. Now, can they chew the clock up, take 2 or 3 minutes off, and really take Waterloo out of this game? Because that's what it's going to take right now.
And 5 seconds to play. 1st and 10, Guelph from the 30. Jared Stam picks up 4. Our final installment of Neil's Grey Cup Moments in Trivia. Neil, a great question here today. We'll get to that in a moment. A chance to win a Wilson Grey Cup football and tickets as well to the Grey Cup game in Hamilton, November 24th. Neil, here was your question.
Oh, there's my uncle again trying to look over the footballs. I'll get those footballs down for you later on.
Well, which two former players? Go ahead, you finish it.
Players from the dynasty years, the Edmonton Eskimos, 78 to 82. They're now head coaches in CIAU. Wilkinson, to me, was a no-brainer for the U of A. But Bob Howe's head coach at Queens.
Good job. Pass is complete to Eben. Now, you talked about the dynasty, and I referred to the Ming dynasty, but that was in the early 50s with Normie Kwong. The China Clipper.
That's right.
3 minutes and 15 seconds to play. By the way, we've given you the answer, and not much good unless you send it into this address to Neil's Grey Cup Moments. Trojan Sports Marketing Group, 40 Holly Street, Suite 102, Toronto, Ontario, M4S 3C3. Good luck, and we hope your answer is picked up, and you could be going to the Grey Cup with a football.
Yeah. Bob Howes and Tom Wilkins, a very close relationship over the years. Center, quarterback. Get it?
Yes. Hands on. Jared Stan tripped up at the 43. The gain is 3. It'll be second down and 7. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play in this crowd here of 5,000 plus. Mostly in part from Waterloo and drastically silenced here, realizing time is of the essence.
Well, I can't be sure in that last play, but Rob McMurrin was flat on his face, and when Jared Stam cut back, McMurrin stuck his leg out and tripped him up. I'm not 100%, but that's a heck of a play if that's in fact how they brought him down.
Well, Robbie's intents, his goals this season, not only win, but to destroy and dominate. Pass is complete, but to no one in particular. Chris Davies, the third down snapper for the Griffins, and quarterback last year in this game between these two teams. I say this game between the two teams during the regular season, held on for the catch. Chris from Guelph Centennial in his second year.
He should have just taken the ball back out with him and used the one he had. Well, with the breeze behind him, Wally Gabler, if he gets the same kind of punt as he did last time, will make it that much tougher for Waterloo.
And for those of you joining us late in today's ball game, Gabler taken out after 3 offensive series in the first quarter because of an injury to his thumb sustained last week in a win over Western. Nathan Bondy's gone the rest of the way. Andy McGregor hoping to go the entire way as well. He is stopped at the 28, and with 2 minutes and 22 seconds to play, the Guelph Griffins with a 22-13 lead, looking to win their first Yates Cup.
If you have ever played the game or dreamed of playing it, been hit by a freight train or been that freight train, if you have ever danced with a true love, then you know the feeling of playing football. And if you have truly played the game, you know there is only one football, Wilson. The National Football League, the Canadian Football League, the OUAA, where football is played and always played with Wilson, the official football.
If you like the taste of double cheeseburgers, come to Arby's for the bigger taste of our new Double Arby Deluxe. A taste this much bigger, because it has double helpings of Arby's seasoned roast beef, topped with double layers of processed Swiss for a taste that's this much bigger than a double cheeseburger. Maybe even this much bigger. Try the new Double Arby Deluxe at Arby's in Canada and taste why it's better here. And try Arby's home-style fries. Tastes so good you'll never eat ordinary fries again.
I ask you this, if the Guelph Griffins were losing this ball game, would you wear that hat inside out?
I don't know, but he's having a bad hair day. I know that.
We'll never know. Wilkinson fires up and completes the pass. Chris Hagan, another big catch here. And this drive extends, and call it the K-gun because no huddle here as they try to utilize every second left on the clock. 2:16 to be exact. 22-13 Waterloo trailing.
Sorry, that Waterloo offensive line has to continue to give Wilkinson the protection to allow him to throw the ball downfield.
Pass in the flat. That's a completion. No, sir. Must have dropped it.
He had it just for a second, but he never had possession. Good job of catching the ball, though, off of his body, not letting it come to him, making the decision to go after and get it. You just see it here. He goes up. He's got it there just for a second, but doesn't get control and pull it in because Mr. Hammer's in there again.
Hammer, who was burnt on that touchdown play, wasn't about to give Adrian Thorne another opportunity here to extend the sticks. Rare shotgun situation here for quarterback Ryan Wilkinson. Lex loose, sideline time and out of bounds. Adrian Thorne, the primary receiver, simply ran out of room, and it's going to be third down. Well, this is it. There's respect by either side.
Yeah, and I think now Ryan has to make sure when he looks downfield, if it's open, go for it. But in this last situation, he had Jared Smith on the sideline. He might be able to do a sidearm to Smith and let him get the extra yards. He's still got some time, plenty of it as a matter of fact. He doesn't have to get it all here. All he has to do is get 10 of it.
Third down and 10, ball on the 47. They've got to get inside Guelph territory here to extend the drive. Pass, overthrown, ball comes back to Guelph, and that's just about it. .151 to play. The coverage was good. It's been good the entire season, and Guelph on the verge of a 7th straight win and headed to the Churchill Bowl right here at University Stadium next week.
Well, this Guelph secondary have given up some plays, but not too many big ones. As we talked about earlier, they converge once that ball's released very well.
And with under 2 minutes to play, I'd like to take opportunity on behalf of all of us at CHTV 11 to thank the respective athletic directors and sports information directors from around the OUAA. Have made our job so very easy and a pleasure to work with. Jarrett Stam in across the 45 and out of bounds. That'll be a first down for Guelph. The clock stops at 1:43.
As we've seen Stam do so many times, he gives that indication after the handoff that he's kicking inside, but then pops it out. Peter Partridge that time did a good job of taking the edge off the corner for him so Stam could get to the outside.
First and 10, ball at the 35. The Guelph Griffins with a 9-point lead at 22-13. Stam again, the ball carrier. Big hole has 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2. And Neil, it's been a great year for you. It's a pleasure to have you in the broadcast booth. Literally a living legend in university football in this country. The all-time leading scorer. 3 Grey Cup rings, a Vanier Cup ring. You've brought tremendous credibility to us, and I'm sure Ken and I have taught you a thing or two about football along the way.
Oh, I've listened a lot. Yes. You know, it's been very enjoyable. I mean, to step in, you guys have done such a great job of covering something that's very important to me, and that's college football, and something that will continue to be important to a lot, not only the kids on the field here, but many to go. And it's a great service that CHTV provides.
Fantastic tradition that has extended itself into 35 years of continuous university football coverage in southwestern Ontario.
This is good football, and people deserve a chance to watch it. It's not watching us and listening to us, it's come on down to the field and enjoy the atmosphere, because not only is this a great game to see on TV, but it's a great game to be here live for these 4,000 or 5,000 or 6,000 people, because this has been an excellent football game, and these athletes deserve a lot of credit. There's some fine football players.
1:13 to play. And Gabler is going to punt from his 40-yard line, so Christian Stringer not concerned, and head coach specifically, about the field goal. Just to eat up some time and make sure that this ball is released cleanly.
Yeah, and make sure he gets it off quickly. I don't think you'll see a 3-stepper. I think it's a very quick step here. Wally will just get the ball downfield.
Gabler's punt will take McGregor 10 yards deep into the end zone. Little chance to run it back, and it's a 10-point ball game at 23-13. So questions to look ahead toward the Churchill Bowl. Will Wally Gabler be healthy to take on probably the Saskatchewan Huskies, the #1 ranked team in the nation? Nathan Body has been given an ample rehearsal if he is to be the starting quarterback.
Well, I think Dan McNally has seen today that he's got 2 guys if they're healthy, that can get the job done, which is a real treat as a coach to have two people that can run your offense and command respect from the defense they're playing. That'll be quite something, because that Saskatchewan team is a beauty.
Wilkinson to Amy. Strom in on the tackle at the 40. 44 seconds to play. The crowd on its feet and the party officially about to begin at Guelph. Another completion. And stay tuned at the conclusion of today's ball game for the Chevrolet Player of the Game Award. Chevrolet tried, tested, and true. And a nice ride. And a nice ride as well. Today's Chevrolet Player of the Game Award will also coexist with the Adult Light Trophy, winner as the MVP of the Yates Cup. Adult Light, former head coach at Varsity. And Dan McNally, what a job he has done. Took a team that was 1-7 last year, last place in OUAA football, now on the verge of winning a championship. What a turnaround. Never gave up in believing.
No, not at all. And it's funny, when we were talking to him on the phone this week, somebody asked him the question, what'd you think when the game was over? And you might think watching that they would reflect, and I don't think he is reflecting, or he did reflect last week, or will he now, because now he's going to immediately start thinking about the next task at hand. Enjoy it, but how much more fun it's going to be this next step that they're going to take in a week from now. Reflection is the time happens when the season's over, not while you're in action.
Wilkinson's pass is incomplete. 30 seconds to play as the clock stops. Tuffy Knight endeavoring to win his 4th Yates Cup. What a year for him. Next week will be inducted into the OUAA Legend Hall of Fame, but it's got to be a very tough day for he and his Warrior coaching staff, and especially the kids. They've played so very well. Won its first ever playoff game last week, and I guess tiny steps have to be measured each year, and perhaps next year they may get back to this game and eventually win it. Pass is batted aside, out of bounds, 6 seconds off the clock and 24 seconds to play. Tuffy takes one for the team.
That's really where he got his name. Tell you what, if they want to get back to this level again, and want to get back to this game, there's the guy that's going to do it.
All sorts of talk as well, Neil, as to whether Tuffy will be back next year. Final year of his contract. Athletic Director Judy McRae with some questions looking ahead to the future. Jarrett Smith's pass is complete. Thorne, one man to beat Kyle Walters, and help from Nick Gallo bring him down. 14 seconds to play. And a flag, it's going to go against Waterloo. Well, next week, the Churchill Bowl should be a pretty exciting football game, and the Saskatchewan Huskies with a great quarterback in Schneider, an outstanding defense as well. They will not have as many offensive weapons as we have seen from them historically in the last couple of years. They're going to meet a tough defense in Guelph. I would suspect Guelph will be the underdogs, but the Griffins have knocked off 2 consecutive second-ranked teams. To get to the Vanier Cup, they'll have to knock off the #1 ranked team in Canada.
Well, I don't think Saskatchewan will come in and take Guelph lightly. They'll be watching the tape from today. They'll know the kind of defense they're going to have to penetrate. They'll also know what they've got to deal with offensively with respect to the weapons that Guelph has. And if you want to see a secondary play deep, just check out where Guelph's defensive backs are now. They're almost at the parking lot. Nothing's going to go deep.
They're down and 20. Gallo and Strong in on the coverage, and 8 seconds to play. Nathan Potty and the Guelph Griffins will come back. Sit it down for one more. And it's party time.
That's right. Guy had a heck of a game, number 40, Nick Gallo. Played a big part in this defense. And you don't like to single anybody out, because you know what I've said In the last couple games, I really like the way the secondary plays. Conroy Adams, Walters, Brown, Hammer, and McQueen when he's in there, and Callahan. I mean, this is a group of guys that you can't just take 1 or 12, but good teams are made up of larger groups of people, the ones that don't say it's just a couple of us, and I think that's what Guelph has going for them, that they win as a group. Outstanding efforts, yes, but they do it together.
The Guelph Griffins, on virtue of 2 third-quarter touchdowns, or correction, 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, took control of this ball game. Critical play, an outstanding punt by Wally Gabler. A Nathan Body, and speaking of body, some of the student body bearing itself on the field. And if Ken Welch can get some clothes on, maybe he can perform the post-game celebrations here.
Those are Stanfields, aren't they? They're 2 different models. One the firm fitting and one the more casual look around the house.
Let's be brief. That is the final play of the 1996 Yates Cup. The Guelph Griffins' second Yates Cup championship dating back to 1992, all part of a 23-13 win over the Waterloo Warriors, and en route to the Churchill Bowl next week, where they'll take on, in all likelihood, the Saskatchewan Huskies. What a tremendous season for these Guelph Griffins. 1-2 at one point, but they've come back to win 7 consecutive games. Deserved champions.
Oh, very much. And you said a great season. The season isn't over.
And a great season as well for head coach Tuffy Knight and his Waterloo Warriors, but a bitter, bitter disappointment. They thought they deserved better, but probably came up against a very tough football team in Guelph. The Western Mustangs at home in London know full well what the Warriors meant here today. Our final score, Guelph 23, Waterloo 13. The Yates Cup presentation, our Chevrolet Player of the Game presentation, and much more coming up after you watch this.
Where in the world do you want to call? Polynesia or Peterborough? Deutschland or Denver? Wherever you call, AT&T Canada now offers you 25% savings over your local phone company's regular rates with no restrictions. Introducing the AT&T Canada True Choice Anywhere Savings Plan. We don't tell you when or where to call. There's no minimum spending, no 3-number maximums, no restrictions whatsoever. Just a full 25% savings, no matter what. Sign up now, and we'll also give you 30 free minutes to call anywhere in the world, from Halifax to Hong Kong, absolutely free. Call 1-800-575-6000 for your 25% savings, plus 30 free minutes to call the world. We've got other choices too. Just ask us.
Thank you for choosing AT&T Canada.
So call anywhere in the world, but call us first.
And welcome back. Final moments of our Yates Cup championship, and the Guelph Griffins have won another dating back to 1992 and 1984. Second Yates Cup historically for head coach Dan McNally in a 23-13 win. Our Chevrolet Player of the Game award, and the winner of the Dalton White Trophy as outstanding player in the Yates Cup, Jared Stam. But this was a total team effort, Neil.
Bob.
It's just a little too chilly here. What I want to talk about is this defense from Guelph, augmented by some pretty steady play by Body and the rest of the offense, just enough to get the job done, but they are worthy of champions. The final statistical story here for us in 1996.
It's the kind of game I thought what it was going to be. It was very physical. It was wide open at times. Nathan Body deserves a lot of credit to come in under a tough situation early in the game and control this Griffin offense. He did that. Griffin defense, though, exceptional, shutting down the option. And that's the key. Couldn't put the ball in the air with respect to Waterloo. Had very little success until the end of the game doing that.
Balance as well. In terms of passing yardage, they outran the Waterloo offense in terms of rushing. Got the defense when needed, and great defense will carry this team into the national semifinal. Last week, Bill Vastis talked about his team as a team of destiny. They may have the same destiny that the 1984 Guelph Griffins had en route to a national championship that same year. Both teams lined up, and this, of course, the great part of university football, the spoils, and there it is, the oldest contested trophy in North America. Kyle Walters and the Yates Cup champions here in 1996. Brett Gallimore, Vastis, and the rest of that D-line. What a job they have done.
Oh, they played a huge part, as that man did.
That trophy has been rehabbed over the years because in certain years that a trophy has come apart upon presentation. Something to play for next year. A chance to learn not only from today's game, but to look downfield and to see what it's like to celebrate an OUAA championship. They'll get their chance in due time.
Sure they will. It's tough on the ones that won't be coming back, that are graduating this year, but for the ones that will carry on, what Tuffy Night has started here, solid, tough, good football. They take a good hard look, Waterloo. That's where you want to be next year, holding that above your head. Learn from it, prepare yourself for it, because there is next year.
We got the Lions and the Chargers.
So get ready. I mean, get ready. Are you ready for some football? On Monday Night Football. We got Frank and Al and Dan. They're gonna get it kick-started. Lynn and the crew's all set. The crowd is psyched, 'cause all my rowdy friends are back on Monday night.
The Lions and the Chargers, Monday, CHTV 11.
This has got to be a bad dream.
Well, look who's back in Dallas.
The prodigal brother is home.
JR's returned, armed and ready for battle.
I didn't think there was a chance in hell of you selling the company back to me. But I thought I'd give you the chance so that when you lose it, you'll know you've been fair warned.
Some things never change, especially with the Ewings.
The game is on, Sly.
And you love it.
JR's back in Dallas, Friday at 9.
Would you love to have great-looking abs like these? Now you can. Introducing the all-new Rolling Ab Toner. This amazing machine targets, tightens, and tones your abs with a very simple rolling motion. Typical sit-ups are difficult and don't give you the results you want. Now lose inches in weeks, not months. We guarantee you lose up to 4 inches in just 30 days or money back. The side crunch targets those love handles that we all hate. Do the reverse crunch. It targets the lower abdominals for fat-burning results. The total crunch, the rolling crunch, the advanced bicycle, and many more, all with the same simple rolling motion. The Rolling Ab Toner comes with a contour neck support. It's cushioned with high-density padding and folds down for easy storage. Rock and roll your way to a fabulous-looking figure. For your comfort, we'll include this exercise mat free. Rolling Ab Toner, exercise mat, and lifetime warranty. Only $59.95 from K-Tel. The Rolling Ab Toner and exercise mat, only at Zellers, Home Hardware, Pro Hardware, V&S, and True Value.
Welcome back to University Stadium in Waterloo. The OUAA champions are the Guelph Griffins with a 23-13 win over the Waterloo Warriors, and our Chevrolet player of the game, Guelph running back Jarrett Stam, who, along with his Guelph Griffin teammates, stepped it up in the second half. The running game helping the Griffins to their victory today, their third ever Yates Cup championship. Jarrett Stam with 130 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns on the day. The 2 touchdowns coming in the second half as Guelph separated itself from the Waterloo Warriors. And Jarrett, congratulations. We meet again. You were a player of a game a few weeks ago against Toronto, and you're back. And we were kidding then because you have this habit of scoring 2 touchdowns in a game. Jarrett with 11 touchdowns on the season to tie Mike Laswell Western with a scoring leadership. So congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Great day for you.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. Like, the boys were like normal. Kip got me downfield. The defense got us downfield, and we took a chance when it was there. It was great.
It was a tight game at halftime, 7-7. What was maybe some of the difference in the second half?
We knew we could play with these guys. Sometimes we need a little bit of to warm up a little bit. We knew we could play, and we just took it to them.
And Nathan Boddy did a great job on relief of Wally Gabler.
Oh, he did indeed. We know those two are both great quarterbacks. Wally got us here, and Nathan stepped up and got us at Yates.
Now, just a quick question. You were here last year, a 1-7 team, and this team dedicated itself to coming back. You knew you weren't a 1-7 team.
No, definitely not a 1-7 team. We knew we had a lot of good players. We just had to get it together, and the coaching staff did a great job, and they got us here. It's great.
All right, Jared, congratulations. It's been a pleasure watching you, and good luck with the Guelph Griffins next week in the Churchill Bowl right here at University Stadium. Thanks very much, Jared. Jarrett Stam, our Chevrolet player of the game, 130 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns as the Guelph Griffins record a Yates Cup victory, 23-13 over the Waterloo Warriors. We want to congratulate the Warriors on a tremendous season. First time they ever defeated Western. First time they ever finished first. First time they ever went to a Yates Cup championship. So it's been a good season for the black and yellow of Waterloo. And it's been a good season for us here at CHTV 11 with our university broadcast. Tremendous football season. Our next university sports broadcast will be coming to you early in the new year, as Paul Hendrick and Brian Heaney will come your way with university basketball January 11th. This is Ken Welch signing off on behalf of Paul Hendrick, Neil Lumsden, Director Phil Ashapelle, and the entire crew. So long for now.
The AT&T OUAA Game of the Week is presented to you in part by General Motors, makers of the Chevrolet Cavalier Z24, and by Puma, the official athletic shoe and athletic apparel of the OUAA.